All right, hello. Welcome to the fifth qualifier for the Ocarina of Time Season 5 tournament. Today we got two amazing commentators, Sponge and Video James. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. How you
Hello.
doing, Jamie?
How you doing, Sponge? I'm vibing here.
I'm vibing too. I'm hyped. We got 4 sick players on Restream. Let's go.
Dylan, Alex, Fluflush, and Martin. Wow, that's a hype group of people.
Yeah, man.
What do you know about these racers? About their play styles? Is there anything you can talk about?
So yeah, Dylan is generally a very safe player. They tend to rely on their execution, but they have the ability to make a play, but more often than not, they kind of just take like the standard route through seed. Alex Alex sometimes will route a little bit weird, but most of the time will play straight up. Fluflush is very aggressive, so Fluflush, we might expect to see Fluflush making some plays. Martin also has that instinct in them to make some plays, so I'm expecting like a wider range of play styles on Restream today.
Raw natural talent, as it,
Yeah, you're right.
it's always such a controversial thing people bring up. It's like, oh, they're just so naturally talented, like they don't have to work that hard. And I get it to some extent why people don't like it, but there is legitimate implicit things about, yourself that can definitely affect, reaction time, for example, is a big one, I think. That's just some people just have a faster reaction time and it allows them to, perform better in certain situations. So I do get the legitimacy of that. That being said, I don't think random is something where natural talent can carry you very far.
Yeah, luck definitely plays a factor, but talent definitely can get you so far.
Yeah.
We're looking at some of the qual standings right now. Fluflush has played 2 quals, every qual 850 and above, so they're looking at a prime spot to snag one of those top 64 spots at this moment. Of course, things can change, but Dylan has only played 1 qual at a 786 score, but I think it's safe to say that Dylan's skill level is kind of above that point. So we'll see how they go moving forward, but Martin has played 2 quals, 866 and above, Season 4 top 32 players, so I think it's reasonable to assume that, moving forward, they'll kind of stay around that baseline. Alex, on the other hand, has played 3 quals, all of them 760 points and below, so every race going forward is going to be important for Alex if they want to make top 64.
Sounds correct.
So a lot of implications for Master Alex from this seed on. So it's going to be interesting to see how they decide to play moving forward. Maybe they decide, I'm going to rein it back a bit. I'm going to play a little bit safe just so I can try and secure some 800, 900 points quals going forward. Try not to get randoed too hard.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. I know a lot of people have been saying oh, I'm definitely going to route Valley Lake extremely early because, it's a qual. It's not about winning. It's about doing kind of well so that you can make a name for yourself in bracket. So, stuff like that. We'll see. We'll have to see how Alex decides to do it. Maybe he's just going to do his usual Alex thing. We don't know. We'll have to see.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. It's for everybody to ready up. Come on. Okay, there's 5 people who are not ready yet. And I won't name them, but okay, we're ready for. What do you think?
I don't even have the room open.
What do you think the D in Dylan's file name stands for?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess that it stands for Dylan.
Oh, I was thinking Dingus, but I think that works too.
Wow. Just the hard call out right out of the gate.
No, it stands for D-Snut. It's D-Snuts. I'm sure Mr. Martin is MM, which of course is Majora's Mask, the better Zelda 64 randomizer.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. No arguments whatsoever. Not going to see any arguments in chat at all.
I straight up, I 100% mean this. We were talking about this the other day. I mean it, dude. MMR saved my mentality for Ooter calls.
Yeah, man.
I was playing M. I'm like, I'm having so much fun with this. I don't care about how I do an Ooter anymore. This is awesome. I love this.
Well, hopefully you care about how you do on comms, because we're going to get started shortly.
Let's go.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it looks like... What? A bunch of people just not readied. There were like 5 not readies. What the hell? There's
Oh my god.
6 people not readied in a row.
It's
Like, wait a minute.
6:05, peeps.
They
You
all
gotta
said
be punctual.
Psych. Okay, we're back down to 5.
I gotta remember. This is the NA Weekly. This is par for the course.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what I expected. The EU Weekly, they'll start like 2 minutes late. NA Weekly, nah, we starting at 6:10, fam.
6. That's at least, that's usually what I plan for. I'm like, yeah, I'll be ready by 6 p.m., but realistically, like, come on, we're not starting until at least 6:05. And there's like the rare week when it does start on time and everyone's like, oh shit, wait, I'm not actually ready yet.
Alright, so we got Light Med, Nocturne start, Adult start. So basically, you spawn in, and if you don't like your spawn, you hit D-pad down and play a little Nocturne, and you say, cool, reset, fam.
Pretty much.
I love it.
It'll be interesting to see how, I guess, some people might, depending on the spawn, some people might say, you know, I might as well run with this spawn, and some people might play Nocturne right away. So it'll be interesting to see if there's a divide. If it's CAC, it's probably not. They're probably just gonna go with it, but I guarantee if we spawn in Lake, as you were saying this, yeah, like Lake that's an instant Nocturne.
Oh yeah. Lake, Nocturne, Lon Ranch, Nocturne. Kokiri Forest, I think you run with it. I think you hit Mido's house. I think you hit that song at Adultus FM. I think you Nocturne after that. Or maybe if you get like Requiem or something like that, you play off of that. But there's like 80% of spawns, you're just going to hit D-pad down. So that's what I kind of expect will happen with our 4 runners here.
I think you're right. I'll have to see though. I think we're almost ready to start here. Just 2 people. Wow. Dude, Allison really hit the ready, not ready, ready, not ready combo. He did it twice.
The true combo, man.
Yeah.
That's how you win neutral right there.
Not to call anyone out, but I think it's funny that you just keep switching off. Alrighty.
Alright, y'all in chat ready to have fun? Because I'm ready to have fun.
I'm ready to see these guys have fun. We were also talking
have
about
fun, alright.
We were talking about this before. Dylan has his webcam on, and he has a little pillow on the chair behind him that says, let's make mistakes together, which I think is such a fitting thing to have for playing a randomizer run. That is such a good mentality to have, I think. And then for the long haul, let's all just do our best and see how little we can mess up, right?
That is true, my guy. That is definitely true.
Yeah, see. You guys don't chat. You guys have it easy. You get to watch this. No, you guys don't play. You don't know what we have to experience. What we have to go through, the mental anguish that we go through playing randomizer. You're in chat. You're just like, yeah, this looks fun. Watching
Frogs 2 is a bomb bag. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. To be fair, I'm the wrong person to be talking to about Frogs 2. Dude, I love Frogs 2. It's like, anytime there's a required Frogs 2, it just dominates the scene. Like, nothing else matters. It just orients itself around the Frogs 2.
Yeah, I like it too.
I love it.
Because, like, 80% of the time, it means Ice Cavern is required.
True.
I don't even got to think about it. Just rush ice, baby.
It's like 4 or 5 free skulls. We're starting soon.
All right, let's go, fam. I'm gonna get my early prediction out. We're gonna spawn in the back of Lanlan at the silo, the most useless adult spawn ever.
Oh, okay. There's the countdown. I see.
There's the countdown. All right. Ice Baron, don't you wish that injustice on this seed, Thunder?
Somebody ban Thunder from chat, please.
Alright, 5 seconds, fam. Let's get going. Let's get hyped. Qual number 5 starts now.
It's good. Right where we want to be.
CAC.
Right where we want to be, baby.
Oh, that's so boring.
Man on roof.
Alright, we have 3 vanilla green tunics and 1 dark blue tunic.
Dude, I don't trust anybody who doesn't shuffle their tunic colors.
I mean, if you play like no logic seeds, it makes sense.
Well, you just make sure your colors are weird shot safe, man. That's all you gotta do. All right, choose
All right.
right away.
Wow, let's go. Rush
How many?
DC.
Yeah. How many we got? We'll have to wait for somebody to pause.
Yeah.
40. Wow. Dylan's
40's
saying
got
no
nothing.
to the small chest.
Honestly, I've seen that kind of playstyle show up lately, where people say, with choose early? Nah, I ain't opening this small chest.
That's fair.
It's 4
I
seconds.
understand that.
Every small chest. And that's just the animation. That doesn't even include the time it takes to run up and open the chest. So.
Yeah. Well, it's just a heart piece, so no big deal, I suppose. You got Boello.
Alright, that potentially mean that if you find hammer early, you could have to go into fire early. So those early part pieces potentially could be good or bad.
True. We'll have to look out for a wallet, I suppose.
Yeah, that's kind of the crux of that.
Okay, so interesting. Floosh just opting not to go for Anju's chickens, just going straight for Bolero. I guess maybe they're hunting for ZL in case they want to check out Composer Grave before doing Graveyard. I guess makes
Yeah,
sense.
this is an
Any score
aggressive play. Wow!
That's a good call out, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually a really sick aggressive play right there. Now you get an extra song at a graveyard before you even walk in there.
Yep. And Dylan's doing the same thing. And Floosh and Dylan both are also checking the first chest in fire, which this is something I see a couple people do. I see Drew do this a lot. I know he's a fan of this chest, but me personally, I don't know how I feel about it.
You know, sometimes it's okay. Most of the time it ends up being like just a small key or something like that, but sometimes you can end up with a strength upgrade or like a bomb bag in there, and that just changes the complexion of the seed. We got a big chest and shield grave.
Yeah, it's
just fires, though. Not going to help at this point in the seed. Early on, you're looking for explosives, hook shot, anything that can just get you more places in the world.
Yeah,
we also have a field path to Bongo, so we'll have to keep that in mind moving forward.
I couldn't tell if that was a bomb. I think that was just, yeah, I think that's a bomb bag up there.
In the box? That looked like nuts to me.
Oh, it might have been nuts, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking nuts. It looked a little too oval to be a bomb bag.
So we missed it, but thankfully, have no fear, VXR is here, giving us the hint on the Nocturne. Hint is Hyrule Field is Path to Bongo. So that probably reinforces maybe doing, especially with Choose, you probably want to do an early Valley Lake play, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. It depends on the quantity of your Choose, too. 5 Choose, I don't think you want to head into DC with only 5 Choose, because you can't clear it unless you have like a strength upgrade or a bow or anything that helps you save some bomb Choose. With 5 Choose, I definitely think Hyrule Field being hinted lets you do that play a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with 10 Choose.
We'll see what's on. We're gonna see what's on Dompe here. Oh, there's magic. Nice.
Ooh.
I'm sure people aren't gonna be missing that, but we'll see also what the song is, which Dylan and Floosh are gonna be able to get that, which is really nice. Alex and Martin, we'll see if they're missing out. I don't know what would be like if this is a warp song. This is probably a huge early advantage for Dylan and Floosh.
Yeah, especially something like Prelude. Prelude can really save you a lot of time in the early game, depending on how early you get it. It can also allow you to route a lot more aggressively, which I think really helps, especially a player like Floosh, who generally is a lot more aggressive.
But it is opponent's song, so not the most useful song right away, but hey, that opens up GTG early at least, so...
It does. It's not a song you want to see without, like, the tools to do GTG. No hook, no bow, no bomb bag, like... It's not really something you want to see early, because then you start thinking about that Stalfos chest, and like... what if that's gonna play into the seed?
Sphere 0 when you start with Epona feels bad.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see until later on in the seed, but...
Absolutely not. We'll see now. So they're just kind of trading places here now. Dylan and Floosh now going for Dompe, and Alex and Martin going for the song, so... Yep, so they're routing stuff basically the same way. I do think the ZL play, like the Bolero play early was aggressive and worked out, but in the end, it doesn't really present any huge advantage based on the song you get.
Yeah, in this particular situation, it doesn't seem to have created any massive separation. If they, like I said, if it had led to something like Prelude, I think that we could potentially see some separation there. But for right now, it looks like all of our runners are just going to kind of... I mean, it depends on rupee counts, too. There's always the possibility that Dylan or Fluflush would decide, hey, I'm going to farm money here in Dompe, and I'm just going to go do DC with my choose, especially if they have more than 5.
None of them have paused yet. Okay, it is 5.
It's just a 5-pack? Yeah, with the 5-pack, I expect that our runners are going to head Child, because you can't beat DC with 5 choose. It's just impossible, because you have to use 1 at the beginning. It would be aggressive to go up DMT with 5 choose.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. They are, with magic and fire arrows, they are actually one bow away from being able to check Composer Grave. So imagine if there was a bow. That would have been cool to check Composer Grave that early in Logic.
Yeah, and that's something that doesn't really come up until later. And that's a check that our runners aren't going to be able to get until later, most likely.
Like nothing is on. Yeah, so I think Alex and Martin are both going to scum. Well, Martin might see what this is in this chest, I guess.
Well, yeah. I think if you choose to use a bomb chew, yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah. If you choose to use a bomb chew and you see a small chest, you might as well just open it just to see if there's like maybe a 10-pack in there. And if there's not, hit that reset button. You're right back. You got your 5 chews. You can work with that. Although it looks like Alex has done the same thing, and they're going to be our first runner heading Child here. But they're going to check Boulder first.
The only thing Alex is really missing out on here is the fire arrows from Fire Temple, which don't matter at all, so not a big deal. And this is
at this stage, yeah.
I totally understand just wasting one of your chews. Knock has Requiem, by the way.
Burning Cat Requiem is rough because now you gotta weigh like, all right, a spirit's required. Like, you get strength 2, but no mirror shield. Like, do I cross? Do I look for items, even if it's out of logic? Like, you got magic immediately. So as soon as you get lens and like you have an idea of hovers or long shot, like, it's tough, man. Requiem not being early in the seed is always a tough thing to juggle.
Yeah. 30's dead. Ganon's is foolish. All right. Bigeron is dead. And does that say outside? I don't know if it said outside or both were inside.
I think both were inside.
Okay,
so inside Ganon's castle is it's an interesting hint to get because it's your one dungeon hint. So it means that no other dungeon is going to be hinted Baron. So it increases the amount of bait you have available. But it also means that you basically don't have to worry about strength 3 being a factor at all. And there's going to be no like Ganon's castle shenanigans going on. So that's one less thing you have to worry about. But most of the time I feel like Ganon's castle Baron isn't going to be a net positive.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so I read the medallions. Deku is Forest Medallion. Dodongo is Fire. Forest is Water. Jabu and Shadow are Shadow and Spirit. So
Shadow is required.
Yeah, Shadow is required. That's definitely the worst dungeon, I'd say, out of those 4.
Yeah,
or those 5. But having both, I mean, Deku's kind of weird with closed Deku, but at least we have Dodongo as a medallion, so.
Yeah, DC being required definitely cuts down on those item requirements, but we also have, what I want to say, Jabu? Is Jabu stone?
No, Jabu is a medallion. It's Fire, Water, and Spirit are the stones, which honestly, that's a decent stone spread, I'd say.
Yeah, it makes that Requiem on Burning Cack even more. Ugh.
Yeah.
Because Spirit's a stone even more. It just makes that whole Gerudo area just so monk-ass.
That being said, you do get the only requirements you have to get Burning Cack are going to be Confusion Sword, Bomb Bag, Hookshot, Strength, Bow. So that's not like super high requirements for Burning Cack at least, but still it's kind of weird to deal with.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll work into the runner's thought process here. Like, let's say you grab a bow and a strength upgrade early. Like, I wonder if there might be a reluctance to cross the wasteland, specifically because Burning Cack is so quote-unquote accessible this seed.
Right. Yeah, it definitely would defer me, at least. I've definitely opted to not prioritize that super high, especially because you have to think about the requirements. If you just never find lens, you never find hovers or long shot for a while, like you might just opt to just say like I'm never doing this.
Yeah,
So we'll have
crossing
to see.
does take a long time as well,
Yeah,
and it's
for
a
sure.
big commitment. But then again, shadow is required. So like, let's say something like Nocturne's over sitting at Colossus,
You
but
have
like you
Nocturne,
have
just
Ice
start with
Cavern
Nocturne.
open, like
Hmm.
it'd be really interesting to see how our runners decide to handle that moving forward. So we got Alex, he's gonna go check Din's Ferry, it looks like.
Yep.
Dylan's leaving the market. Fluflush is going to check Din's Ferry as well. Martin's on his way to London Ranch. And I definitely think that using a bomb chew on Din's Ferry early on isn't necessarily the best play, but it depends on your spawn, of course. And I don't think we've seen anybody check their spawn early on, so we'll see if it pays out for our runners here. I definitely like going to London before Din's Ferry. Let's see what's going on.
What do we got here? Alex is gonna be the first one. It's Iron Boots.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Is that...
Unfortunately, you can't. You have to spend the chew there.
Yeah, you gotta keep that. But then again, that could be very good. Like, let's say something is on Tech Grotto early.
Yeah.
Like, let's say
especially-
Bomb Bag is, like, chilling in early Sphere, but it's hard to find.
Well, with the Hyrule Field Path to Bongo, that's super valuable.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. You can't get rid of that.
But yeah,
We love
definitely
Waterstone.
agree. Oh boy, Waterstone. Yeah, this song from Nocturne. I'd be praying for a warp song at this point. Oh, hey, lights, nice.
Yeah, you always want to see light arrows early, because the last thing you want to do is go to Ganon's castle and have me like, your light arrows are in Fire Temple, and the hammer is just nowhere to be seen, or something like that. Like,
That's probably the worst song you could have gotten from Lon Lon, I'd say. So, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Interesting time of day, I guess. Yeah, this is kind of weird because with Nocturne, and if you're at about nighttime, like I'd be thinking about maybe routing in Dompe, but it's kind of hard without having to just walk all the way back out of Ranch. So
Yeah.
maybe I guess check the save. At least you definitely check your save warp after Lon Lon, I'd say.
I mean, it depends on your warp songs. You got Nocturne and Bolero, and neither of them get you any closer to Kokiri Forest, which is kind of like, you're thinking of a Midos house here. So it's easy to just say, oh, I'm a save warp and see what's going on. But at the same time, if you end up in like, the only save warp that benefits you in terms of checking Dompe is like Lake. And we're going to see where it is right now with Dylan. So we got Martin kind of going for, I think Martin's going to do Valley Lake here. And Dylan, we're just going to see where we pop up. This is important for early game routing. If Dylan ends up at Kokiri, that's really good for them in terms of early game knowledge.
Back in market.
Back in market, all right.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's Chew Bowling as Child, so that doesn't really give you any sort of advantage at all. But it is kind of a makeshift prelude.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So at least that's nice. It's kind of a warp song, but not really in the same vein, I suppose.
Well,
So
yeah.
question- I guess now is Dylan just gonna backwalk to Forest, or is he gonna do Valley Lake? Looks like he's heading for Valley Lake.
Yeah, I think this is good meta play, just because you know that there's gonna be there's two options after Lon Lon. You either go straight to Kokiri or you go Valley Lake, and I think Dylan is choosing to take the safe option here, knowing that most people at this point are gonna have the same items that they do, so most will probably opt to Valley Lake, especially since you have a Hyrule Field path early on with the 5 chews. So
we just saw Tech Grotto, by the way, and it was nothing, so it has to be one of the 3 grottos.
yeah, so our runners will probably be picking that up at the end of their route. At least Martin probably will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that's Pat the Bongo, so that's like probably gonna end up being Din's Hovers, roughly. We already have Nocturne, so we could be looking at a seed where our runners head into Shadow Temple early, and that's not something like relatively common for standard seeds. Standard seeds actually quite like very often have Shadow be your last dungeon, so that would kind of be a breath of fresh air, to be honest.
Have to see how the Valley play works out here. Both Martin and Dylan are neck and neck here with their chickens. Verdict is first chest. What's in the box? More chews. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's big in the early game.
That's huge. That's huge.
You're guaranteed at least 10 more chews there. And we got Alex checking Richard up here. I don't think this is anything our other runners have checked, but it's just a piece of heart, unfortunately.
And I think Alex is thinking strongly about like the locked time of day. He was thinking about time of day a bunch, and he was able to get Richard. And now he's gonna go check Dompe.
Yeah, and that's good, especially if you don't know where Sunsong is. Suns can be on OT for all I know.
You catch that hint there?
That is a very strong hint. Lostwood's Foolish, very strong in the early game, especially if you haven't done any of the checks. The scrub in the Ocarina game can be very time-consuming in the early game. Although, unfortunately, that does kind of isolate the hint by the scrub, so we'll see if that comes back to bite our runners, unfortunately.
It could, yeah, definitely could bite. We'll see from Alex and Floosh probably. I assume they're probably going to do Forest before Valley in their position. Another hint here. Alright, Goron City Hammer's dead.
Alright, so we got Floosh and Alex kind of following one another, and Dylan and Martin kind of following one another as well. So it's interesting. We got like two schools of thought going on here. We got Alex and Floosh are probably going to have the early skull count lead, but we'll see if that comes back to pay off in the long run.
Did you see what was on the Rita's letter check?
I did not catch that, unfortunately.
It kind of looked like hovers, but I'm not sure.
Well, if I know anything about Hover Boots model, is that sometimes it looks like bomb shoes.
Let me see if I can. I'm gonna clip,
at Marco.
I'm gonna clip Martin and see. Maybe I'll get a better view if I just go and rewind a little bit here. Hang on, I'll do the research.
I got you, fam. I'll trust whatever you say. Because I got VC eyes. I probably wouldn't be able to tell you, even if you gave me the bod right now. Alright, so we got Alex going straight to Kokiri Forest. This could pay out if, like, Valley Lake ends up not being necessarily required. This has the added caveat if Adult Lake is in logic early and it has something required, that could come out back to bite Alex. We'll see what happens. Can't really tell anything about routing too early in the seat. Also, an important point in chat, Alex does not have the Lost Woods Baron hint, so it is possible that they will clear the scrub and the Ocarina game not knowing that it's Baron. But there's always the possibility that they pick up additional chews in the process. Oh, and Floosh, there's a strength upgrade on top of DC. Floosh deciding to walk outside of Kakariko through the gate.
Alright, I did the research. I took a look. I am 90% confident that it's a wallet on the Ruto's letter check. Oh, there's Din's on Kokiri's sword chest.
Ah, okay. So we have Din's, Magic, and Nocturne already. And we have Hover Boots and Hyrule Field.
There you go. We're at, like, hookshot bow away from being able to completely full clear Shadow Temple in logic.
That is correct. Although you can use the bomb too at the end.
Sorry, yeah.
Well, yeah, you also need bombs, but, you know, Goron City pat the King Dodongo.
There you go. That probably
and there's
means...
also more bomb chews in field, it looks like. And it's
God.
20 pack.
No way. All right, so the Valley Lake play is clearly the preferable play here, I'd say.
Ah, it's a 10 pack. My bad. But yeah, definitely. I think we're going to see a lot of runners in this race kind of like operate under the same assumption. Like, okay, we got 5 pack, Hyrule Field, Pat the Bongo. We're going to do Valley Lake. GTG, Pat the Baronade.
Great. And there's strike 2.
Alright, so that kind of makes GTG as a better play.
Yeah. I'd still like to go with at least a hook shot, but, you know. Hookshot or bow?
Well, I mean, you never know, because Path to Barony can mean many things. It could just be boomerang or letter, but it's like, what if it's like long shot to, you know, for some reason you need to beat Water Temple, or you need to go to, like, do shoot the sun or whatever to get your letter or your boomerang or something like that. So
I'm assuming you saw that hint, right?
Lost Woods Foolish and Lost Woods.
We were just talking about how that hint could potentially be like crucial if the people who already have the hint don't check it, but it's just the same hint.
Well, I mean, it's good for our folks that skip Gerudo Valley, because now they know, like, all right, I ain't doing Ocarina game or whatever. It'd be very sad if there ended up being a 20-pack in, like, Ocarina game.
Yeah, but I mean, I think as long as you do Valley Lake and Hyrule Field, like, you're going to be at least rewarded with a bunch of shoes, so I think they'll be fine.
And very interesting on Martin's side, he walked into Mido's house and did not open a single chest because of the 21 shoes. See, there's kind of two schools of thought here with CSMC, where it's you open every small chest early, just trying to get as big of like a money, hearts, choose advantage as possible. And then there's some people who feel that you shouldn't open any small chests at all in the early game to try and save as much time as possible. It's interesting to see like where different players draw the line to get a sense for the current meta. It's really fun to watch as a viewer, in my opinion.
And yeah, Valley is our third Foolish, by the way.
I think that our GV Lake players aren't going to feel too bad about that, because you did get the extra choose from Hyrule Field as a result in Open Grotto, which you never would have got if you hadn't done Valley Lake early. So I think that everyone will be okay with that. It's going to be a very common route for a lot of runners this race, I feel.
It's going to be weird, I think, for Fluflush at least, because Fluflush is now out of choose, and they know that Valley is Foolish, so they're probably going to opt to not do Valley at all, so they're going to be missing out on a potential extra 10 choose. Which sucks, but it's not that detrimental, I think.
Yeah, it all depends on where that first bomb bag is, because if you have a seed where your first bomb bag is on 20, every chew you pick up is important. But if your first bomb bag is just sitting on Link to Goron with a Sphere 0 strength upgrade, you can work with that.
Kind of has to be bomb bag in Goron City, right? If they already have a strength and Goron City is Path to Dong, like, I have a hard time imagining.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 early strength upgrades.
Yeah, because that means you can check basically everything. Well, we know the Goron City hammer is nothing, so...
Yeah. So everybody's kind of doing their own thing. We got Prelude early. Thank God. Thank God for no hiking for our runners today.
Oh, Frogs 2 is dead. No! I'm so sad, Sponge.
Yeah, JV was talking to me earlier about how he loves Frogs 2 seeds because they just make everything required. And now it's like, oh, man.
I also think it's just cool. You look like so cool if you play Frogs 2 songs fast. 40's dead. And one more hint here. Valley's Foolish again. But yeah, no. Dude, if you can play the Frogs 2 song really fast, everyone's like, why do you know how to do that? I'm like, well, I practice Frogs 2, idiot.
The fun thing about the Frogs 2 song is that you don't even need to know the song. You just need to spam fast enough that you just play it.
It's true. True.
That's what I do. If you asked me to recite the Frogs 2 song, I wouldn't know.
A, left, right, down, A down, right, left, A.
I think that's, like, close. I can't say for sure if it's right, but it's definitely close. It resonates in my mind. Alright, so Alex is back adult, it looks like. Heading into Composer Grave. They got Dins, they got magic. Might as well take a look at what this is. Master Sword is always a Temple of Time, Technolink. It is never randomized. You start with it, pretty much.
Alright, so I guess Alex is the first one back to adult. I think he's just got DC on the mind or something like that. Or not. No, maybe he's going River. Yo. River? Yo,
River?
He's going Ice? Ice Cavern? He's got no bottle.
He's got no bottle.
Ice Cavern?
Ice Cavern? Sub 30-minute ice cavern?
Ice Cavern,
What happened to Martin?
Mine?
Oh, did Martin die in the maze? Well, that's actually not that bad. As long as I got the song. Yeah, that's a death warp. Death warp could potentially save time in certain areas.
Yeah. This is probably just a river play. Okay, I need you to explain. Okay, top player Sponge, please explain this to me. The
Gotcha,
grotto
man.
in Zora's River, because you can get it as adult with nothing, is that Sphere 0? Or do you
Yes.
need scale bombs? It is Sphere 0? Okay.
It is Sphere 0. You do not need any items at all whatsoever to get this grotto in standard settings.
Got it. Okay. So, yeah, I can
So
totally
this grotto-
understand what you're thinking.
It has just as much possibility of having an early required item as chickens or Dompe or Open Grotto.
Or
So very
Stalfos chest,
often.
if you have opponent song.
What's up?
Or Stalfos chest if you have opponent song. Also, it's a big
That
chest.
is correct.
It's a big PogChamp, Poggers. Okay, question. Ooh, Alex. What the heck, man?
That is an important item, and I doubt that most players, at least of the top level variety, will go river early without the bottle to like kind of combo into ice cavern. So that could be a very good advantage for Alex early on, and then that brings into the possibility like, okay, fire it's a stone if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, fire's a
Oh.
stone. Fire's a stone.
Fire's a stone. So then you think like, okay, well I got this early at Sphere 0, like when do I go into fire? I only have 4 hearts, I have no
Right.
bottle, no hookshot, no way to get a fairy. Like it's always in the back of your mind like, oh man, this is in logic really early.
Alright, it looks like Alex is just going to forest now, which, you know what? I can get behind this routing now. He's gonna be able to route in Goron City as adult pretty easily and then probably do DC. This is I think a decent plan, at least for him. And he was probably thinking that with the Goron City path hint, so I get this. This makes sense.
Yeah, and honestly, when you have Iron Boots early, going up river to get the Minuet song is definitely one of the optimal routes for
Yeah.
getting this song. So while I didn't realize this at first early, this definitely makes sense. And OOT is Sun Song, so beating fire isn't necessarily going to be at the top of everyone's mind. Ooh, where did Floofloosh just get those bomb shoes from?
Oh, it's the.
Oh, that was Open
we've seen
Grotto.
those. We've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 10th.
There's hooked. That's Goron City.
That is Path of Baronade.
No, it's Path of Dodongo.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
That is
So
GTG is Path of Baronade, my bad.
because there's 2 strengths available, you can get to that. You can get to that chest without bombs. So it's possible that bomb bag is just locked by hookshot. So maybe Martin is probably just able to do Shadow Temple right now if he really wants to.
First bomb bag in Shadow?
Oh,
Not
there's a
crazy.
bow. Where's the bow?
Yeah, bow and DMT fairy. It looks
Oh,
like
DMT fairy. Okay.
that's
okay,
locked by
now-
bomb bag or hammer. Actually, no, that's locked by hammer. Logically, sitting in Sphere 0, Grotto, and River.
Right. So
So that's in logic right now,
Yeah.
from our perspective.
we might actually see Shadow Temple as a first clear for some of these players.
That's so awesome, dude. Do you know how many times I play the scene and I wish that, I wish I didn't have to do Shadow at 245 with like no items left to find. Like,
Oh, and that's great because there's like 12 checks in Shadow, so it's one of the best areas you can go to if you can get to it and do everything. So,
it seems like this seed really wants to push us there early.
yeah, for sure. Like
And it's just a matter of our runners putting all the pieces of the puzzles together and, getting in there as soon as possible.
Sphere 0 Din, Sphere 1 Hover Boots, early Magic, Sphere 0 Magic, Hookshot early, Bow early, hella Bomb Shoes. I mean, I know that doesn't really qualify as the seed wanting you to do it, but we at least have direction. Especially that Hookshot being Path to Dodongo could definitely just point to hey, go Shadow, get your bomb bag early on.
Be something like go to Forest Temple really early on, assuming we find like forest access relatively soon in logic. I'm not sure how many song locations we have left to check in logic, but
Right. Well, we have Serios was on the Minuet song, so that's not going to be. We need to find Minuet then.
So Minuet is locking our forest access logically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's going to be something to pay attention to as we move along.
So we can, I mean, out of logic, we can clear Shadow, Dodongo, and Forest right now, which is really nice.
Wow.
So we're just looking for Rang, Rudos, and Kokiri Sword.
And we do have that GGG path to Barony, so we know that something in GGG is going to lead to one of either Rang or Letter.
Right.
So let's just extrapolate here. Let's just say okay, GTG is going to take care of one of those 2 items. We're really only missing 2 items MIA right now. 31 minutes into the seed.
And especially with Martin's sitting at 11 shoes still. That's kind of pushing it, but that I think if he doesn't use any more shoes and he finds all his items, he can probably clear the game with that. Well, maybe he has to find Hammer. I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends on what our runners decide to use their bomb shoes on moving forward.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about because you can do Shadow, but it's out of logic. You can do Forest, but it's out of logic. You can do most of DC in logic with the Strength and Hammer. So that's probably, that's what Dylan's doing right now, and I think that makes a lot of sense. But
I agree. You definitely got to hit progression while you have the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. You still have to think about how Bombag is going to be locked behind Goron City. Is it going to be the hook shot, or maybe it might be, I don't know, Darunia, or, well, probably not Darunia, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how our runners prioritize that bomb bag, because we know we have a decent amount of shoes. We have a decent amount. You could probably, with very conservative play, you can make it through the game with the amount of shoes that you have. Do you want to risk it? What if the scene ends up dragging? So we still have 2 MIA items to think about. If we don't count the GG path to Barony, there's 2 items that we have no idea where they could be. Do you really want to risk running the sea with only that amount of shoes? So it'll be interesting to see how much they prioritize that path of King Dodongo hint for a bomb bag.
I'm just thinking here. Is it possible to full clear GTG right now? Because I think it is. I think you can, if you have all the items that we found so far, I think we can full clear GTG. Obviously, the bomb bag needs to be in logic for BMO's chest. But other than that, you have hovers, you have strength 2, you have bow, you have hook shot, you have irons and Song of Time. I think you can just full clear GTG right now.
Yeah, no, that's definitely on the table. Although for our runners, they all have bits and pieces of that puzzle, but no runner, I think, has the entire puzzle at this point.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
So, for our runners right now, Alex is, just buying a shield. I think they're going to head up into DC with their shoes and their hammer and things like that. They're going to try and beat that. I think Martin has kind of the most headway with that hook shot, but they don't have the hammer early on.
It might be a while before. There's strength 3 in DC.
Wow, good thing inside Ganon's castle is bare.
Yeah, well, OGC on the table, 33 minutes in, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Man, it's always the seeds where light trial is nothing that you get golds early every single time.
Yep.
It's cool. This is useful for literally 1 check. Love my life right now.
Me too. I love your life too, Sponge.
Uh-oh.
That was a cool side hop strat from Dylan. What's up?
I was hoping Flufoosh didn't lose their chicken for domain.
Thank God, they nailed it.
Sick.
This is interesting. We'll see if the domain play pays off here.
Well, it paid off in yesterday's qual. Well, yesterday, meaning the most recent qual.
Alright, Link the Goron has nothing, so we're down to just the hook shot or, I don't know, Darunia, I think is the only other thing we haven't seen in Goron City.
Yeah, most likely it's just going to be that hook shot, since hooks lock 40% of all seeds, pretty much, in terms of total checks. GTG, Forest Temple, half of Shadow Temple. Chances are that hook is just going to be what we need to get that bomb bag. I'm kind of hedging my bet towards Forest Temple, but at the same time, we don't have Forest access yet, so you never know. It could just be like GTG, like the straight block room, potentially.
The Shadow Temple pod is dead.
That's one of our new sometimes hints this season.
Yeah. Nobody's going to be able to do the cool new sauce for that room.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah. I swear, every time I see that hint now, I'm just like, no, I want to show
off.
Yeah. I do think some of these runners, once they get all the items they need, will probably opt to at least go into some of the dungeons, even if they are out of logic, just because you know you have to do them, you might as well. Maybe you get lucky with an out of logic bomb bag or something like that, and then you don't even need to worry about where the bomb bag is, you know?
Yeah, that's honestly best case scenario for a qual like this. Because when it comes to progression, you know you have to do it, so doing it is never a disadvantage to you, even if it's barren. It depends on if you have all the items to full clear it. So if you get an out of logic item in there, it's always going to benefit you no matter what. So that's definitely something that top players kind of route around.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, the other Jabu item and Kakiri Sword aren't going to necessarily be locked by anything that would prevent them from being in Shadow or Forest at this point. So you might as well do them, and if you find them, it's great, let's just go GTG and finish the seed, right? So
yeah. More choose in domain. That could potentially be very good for Fluflush. It depends on, because Hookshot's a very broad item that could have our first bomb bag here. So you never really know, okay, this could lead to this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Bomb bag could be very late in the seed. Having more choose early when you're very ambiguous as to where your bomb bag is can definitely be beneficial for a runner. So those choose could come in very handy for Fluflush moving forward.
Yeah, especially Fluflush also has the hammer, so they're going to be good on explosive checks for a long time to come, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Whose audio is... Fluflush's audio? Is that on the restream? I realize I just haven't had audio this whole time.
Yeah, I've been vibing out with chat and my co-com, James. I've been having a good time.
Hi. Right,
what up?
Alex is about to get his bow. So Alex might actually be in a prime position to just go to Forest Temple right now and just do it. Get it out of the way, you know?
Yeah, I think Martin also as well. They got that strength upgrade, they got that hook shot, they got that bow. They definitely got to be routing towards Forest Temple, especially with it being required.
I don't have a shield though. Let's hope they not, die to Stalfos twice. That would be tragic. Sure hope that doesn't happen to any of your boys.
Yeah, not like one of the piece on my fantasy team died to Stalfos twice and forfeit recently.
He's watching right now. He's gonna be pissed. He's like, why are you calling me out right now? I don't even play this game.
It's okay. I got one of the boys on restream right now.
Yeah. just think, guys. If you ever die to Stalfos twice in Forest Temple, you can think, wow, I could win a season of MMR.
Just a straight call out. No chill whatsoever. I love you, man.
I love you too, Sponge.
Alright. Barton's clearing his way through DC. Fluflush making his way around Dodongo's Cavern. Well, I should say Death Mountain Crater, making their way to Dodongo's Cavern. Dylan just picked up their hookshot maze. They're going to hit Goron City, probably head through around the crater. Alex probably heading into crater, picking up their strength 2. So we got a lot of runners in the same spot, but very different situations moving forward.
Right.
It's 100% faster to do the boulder maze with the hammer, because strength 2, even with the animation sped up in OoTR, it's definitely a lot slower than just hitting the crouch stab with the hammer, especially with hover boots, since you can cancel the momentum that it sends you backwards.
For sure. And we got 2 runners in DC right now. Fluflush is going over, making his way to some DMC checks. Dylan's on his way to get the Saria song in SFM. Maybe Dylan just opts to go into forest, right? Does he have a strength? Does Dylan have any strength at all right now?
Dylan has all 3 strengths, so
Yeah,
yes, he's definitely going to full clear forest his first time through. So this is going to be very interesting. What's in Forest Temple right now? We don't have logical access until we see Minuet of Forest. This could be a good sneak peek into what the seed expects from us.
I guess we have to think about, like, where is Minuet? Because if it's in... Where can it be at this point? Like, Wasteland, Ice Cavern, behind Deku Tree.
Yeah, there's always Ice Cavern.
Yeah.
We don't have a bottle yet, so all of the runners, you can't even consider Ice Cavern until you pick one of those up. But once you do, it's very enticing some of the times to say, like, okay, well, do I just go get a free song and some checks along the way?
I'm sure somebody's just gonna be like, well, I don't care, I'm just gonna go to Ice Cavern anyway and get the song as soon as they get a bottle, and then, oh look, it's Minuet, I guess I'll go do Forest Temple now, and then, oh, let's see what's in here. Well, Dylan will give us our first peek at least, so we'll have some knowledge at the end of this, which is nice.
Yeah. Fluflush unfortunately got absolutely bodied by Link the Goron. I don't know who... Oh no. Man, this looks like a certain top runner playing a solo seed today.
Wow.
This, For those of you, like, who aren't... I played a solo seed earlier, and I think a couple of people were watching me, and I had such trouble with Link the Goron. It's good to know that other runners were, are not as immune to Link the Goron's special powers as I am.
You guys know what Tiris stands for? Stands for Totally Rush Ice Cavern, but the S is like, you know how like S and C can kind of be like common sounds sometimes? The cavern is with an S.
Ah, I totally feel that.
Yeah. Like Fluflush. Like the C in Fluflush is totally like an S sound, right?
Yeah.
We'll see here. Thankfully, Dylan equipped with a shield here, so no problem with the Stalfos whatsoever. Crouch stab is my favorite glitch in the game.
Yeah, and Bossage in chat kind of reverberating what we talked about earlier, where right. GTG Path to Baronade, all of our runners pretty much have the means to do most, if not all, of GTG at this point. And something in there is going to lead to one of either your Boomerang or the Strength upgrade, or the, or the Rudolph's Letter. So it's like, essentially we only have 2 items that are MIA here at around 43 minutes in. So it's, you know, this is looking like a seed that could be very fast, but Random has a way of just putting that last item you need in the worst possible spot. We're talking about deep fire, deep water, with no long shot, like, ugh.
But it is quite the rarity that, again, as I say, Forest and Shadow are both clearable right now. Those are the 2 longest dungeons that you have to do, and they are some of the richest in terms of checks. And it is very uncommon for those to be clearable this early. I mean, Forest usually really early on, but Shadow as well. It's quite the situation to be in.
It's very refreshing to see Shadow clearable this early, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Martin's heading in there right now. We got sub 1 hour Shadow Temple. Let's get hyped, Chad. Let's go.
Might even get to Bongo sub 1 hour.
Dude, no like 3 hour Shadow shenanigans. Let's go.
Pretty pog champ, I gotta say. But yeah, Fluflush is also making their way. We'll see if they dip into Forest. Hard to say at this point, but I think can Fluflush do everything? Yeah. I think everybody has bow, strength, and hook at this point. Yeah, everybody's got it, so everybody can do Forest at this point.
Yeah, so we'll see all of our runners hit in there at some point, because it's required. Well, will we get the quad Forest? Chad is betting on no, because Martin's in Shadow currently, but you never know, peeps. Maybe Martin gets in there as soon as our other runner leaves. And for 30 seconds, we have Quad Forest.
There was a restream I was on once where I did Forest Temple. I was entering Forest Temple at 19 minutes in, and apparently that was the only reason why I saved restream from a Quad Forest. And everyone's like, "Thank you so much. You're the only one." Any day. I don't mind. For the content, for Trez's revenue.
Let's go. So we know that Dylan and Fluflush are gonna be making their way through Forest. Martin's gonna be making through Shadow. What's Alex's plan right here? He's just kind of heading in CAC, not really doing any progression dungeons right now. What do you think he's gonna end up doing in his next couple of moves here?
I have to imagine that he's also going to make his way over to Forest. I think I'm pretty confident that he has the path to Dodongo, so he knows that the hookshot is going to lock the bomb bag in some form, so he's probably just going to chase hookshot checks as he can do them. Even though Forest is not in logic right now, like, I still think, like, Forest is probably the ideal play right now. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, but if I were in Alex's shoes, I would probably just be making my way over to Forest.
Gotcha. We're gonna get our first 10 skulls check here as well.
Mm-hmm. Nothing. I hate to see it.
Yeah, 10 skulls can be a very tricky check to route in, especially in the early game. It's going to throw that Bolero on there and probably make his way to Forest. So Martin, being the hero that Restream and chat needed and deserved, going to save us from a Quad Forest. And he's also going to show us what's in this big chest right here.
Alright.
Just some money to buy some more chews if you need it.
Rude.
That's very hype. See.
Bomb bag, never heard of her.
All I need is my good friend, the carpet salesman. My guy.
Does he have a name?
I just call him the carpet salesman.
I love the carpet hippie bomb shoe salesman. It's like, he's like, if I were a character in OOT, I'd be the carpet salesman for sure. Yo, Martin got left cam. He doesn't have long shot, he got left cam.
That's unfortunate.
Call him Al. I think his name is James.
We do still need song access to Forest, but when Forest Temple is progression in the early game, that's not something you're necessarily worried about until later on. Right now, you're just gonna chase what you need to do before, like, okay, what does the seed expect me to do?
Alright, does Martin have better aim than Sponge? Okay, he's just gonna go over and target. Well, let's see the same here. That's
2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4.
There you go, perfect.
Wow, you could definitely tell Martin is not NA.
I guess he's Costa Rican, right? That's not. It's Central America. It's not NA. It's CA. Just
another big boy with a big bottle.
Ice cavern. Let's go.
Rush ice.
If he goes ice cavern after this, he's the hero. He is the hero of Restream.
There's no way, man.
The most electrifying man in Ooter.
I mean, I would personally love it. That doesn't mean it would be a good play.
Especially, yeah, it's hard to kind of justify ice when Rudos is one of the 3 items you still need for go mode. That being said, Rudos could just be in GTG, and then it's like, well, lol, now you gotta go ice anyway, so...
Yeah, there's always that possibility.
Yeah, there's an argument, I guess there is an argument for going ice early, or not, sorry, not going ice, going GTG early, just to know what the path the Baronade refers to. And then you know, it's like, is Ice Cavern worth it right now? And if not, then what else are we gonna do?
Yeah. So are all our Restream runners capable of doing Shadow Temple here? I'm just taking a look at their loadouts real quick. We got Hookshot, Hovers, Din, Nocturne. Nobody has bomb bag, but we'll figure that out as we go along. I'm
Mhm.
sure somebody will stumble across one. It looks like we might just end up trading places here among our restream runners, where Martin gets out of Shadow, then heads to Forest Temple, because it's required progression, and our Forest Temple runners head to Shadow Temple. So we might have like a good 20 minutes here of just kind of flip-flopping back and forth.
What are we gonna talk about during that like 15-minute period where Martin's doing Forest and everyone else is doing Shadow?
You know what, fam? I don't know, Chief.
Hey,
We'll figure it out.
you like the Colorado Avalanche, right?
I like me some Peter Forsberg. I like me some Fappa.
We talk about how the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Colorado Avalanche 8-3 this week. Hottest
Yeah.
team in the NHL right
Come
now.
on, fam.
Boop. Hey, let's see. Martin doing some cool hover strats. Oh, never mind. He just fell through.
We love
Alright.
you, Martin.
Sponge, what is your ideal burger?
My ideal burger has a burger on it, a bun, some cheese on it, and some sort of sauce. I am a very not picky burger eater.
Not picky?
No,
Alright. I gotta say, as you know, maybe some people might crucify me for this, for expressing such support for McDonald's burger, but I gotta say the Big Mac kind of hits the sweet spot, I think, in terms of burger composition.
It's the secret sauce, man.
The sauce is so good, and then just, you know, lettuce, pickles, cheese. I usually get my Big Macs without onions, to be fair, but it's one hell of a sandwich.
Oh, I always get that shit without onions, dude. It's like, because the Big Mac burger patties are smaller than the quarter pounders, so I always get the quarter pounders. But like, if someone gets me a Big Mac because they don't know what to get me, I'm like, all right, I got you, fam. This is good. This is like this. I fuck with that.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order a Big Mac and 2 quarter pounders, but then I'm gonna take the patties from the quarter pounders and put them on the Big Mac instead and replace the patties.
Yo, that's the play, my guy. That is the play.
We'll have to see how that. I'm gonna give myself diabetes, but it's gonna be worth it.
McDonald's.
Nice knowing you. Yeah. See you. Bye. I'll see you after my quadruple bypass.
Oh man, that makes me think about how much fast food I eat and how much I should stop eating fast food. But at the same time, like, I can't, man. It's too good. Also, cooking takes effort.
I have a question. The Forest Temple, the Forest Medallion, it has like strokes along it, like little like lines, like curved lines, right?
Yeah.
But half the time, if you Google Forest Medallion, half of the pictures will have 4 strokes, and the other half will have 3. So which is it? Is it 4 or 3?
I don't know the lore, my guy. You gotta ask somebody who's like knee deep into OT lore and shit like that.
Here's a lorehead who's a nerd here. It's 4. No, but like, look, there's pictures. Zelda Wiki, Forest Medallion. There's 3. There's 3. What? It's OT 3D has 3, but OT regular has 4. What the heck? Are you kidding me?
Yo, I don't know the answer, fam.
Yeah. It's 4 in N64 and 3 in 3DS. What? Why did they change it? Why did they change it? Yeah, think about that. It's a Saturday night and you guys are alone sitting at your computer watching people play a video game. How does that make you feel about your life? You know what,
It makes
Sponge?
me
I feel
pretty
great.
good.
Yeah,
I feel
great.
fucking great. I'm watching 4 extremely talented players play OOTR while we talk about how many strokes are on the Forest Medallion and what burgers we prefer to eat. That definitely makes me feel good about my role in ZSR commentary right now.
No, I'm with Azure. Yo, sick Half-Life reference there, Cryo.
Let's go.
Have you ever played Half-Life?
Me? No, I've never played Half-Life.
Okay.
I've only lived a full life.
Damn. That speaks volumes, man.
Look, man, I only like to live my best life.
Extremely surprised that Martin is in Shadow right now. I'm not. Dude, Martin's the only one doing Shadow. We're getting some hot information. We got a wallet out of this. We can buy more chews. What else?
Hell yeah. More
remember
chews
that.
is always good. The carpet salesman is infinite chews. Oh, Fluffoosh almost had that ultimate combo on that green pole there. Just doing the forward slash.
So cool.
Not even the crouch stab. Like, typically you'd see players go for, like, the nut and then the crouch stab and then the crouch stab in the corner.
Yeah.
Fluffoosh says, I don't need your stinking crouch stab. He's just forward slash, forward slash, forward slash. And then he missed the last one, unfortunately. But he's like, forward slash, that's all I need, baby.
But it would have been hype as hell if he hit it, though.
That is definitely true.
Yeah. When's the compilation top 10 almost sick Ooter plays?
Alright, we got Dylan finishing up PG, Alex making his way to Forest Temple, Martin is on Babongers, and Fluffoosh is doing some
called
damage to
Babongers.
Meg right now. Hell yeah, it's Babongers, man! Raise your Babongers!
I will not do such a thing. That was professional from Martin.
Take one cycle. You know, they say that you're supposed to jump slash, not jump slash, first scrap step to, like, Skater Boy. It's like, he was Skater Boy, she said see you later, boy. Like,
Are you
the
referencing
BPM for it?
Canadian icon Avril Lavigne?
Hell fucking yeah, man. Avril Lavigne was the shit when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
you bet. Sorry, continue your point.
Nah, I was okay. I was just saying, like, yeah, that's basically the... Like, that's the BPM for it. So,
It's
for all you
100
new players...
150 BPM. So Melrose has compiled a playlist. Melrose has a playlist of all the songs that fit to the rhythm. It's literally just called Thinking About Killing Bongo. It's just a list of songs. And there's a bunch. The Wii Shop theme works. I know that much. What else is there? I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Let me see if I can find the playlist.
So we got Martin and Dylan Meeble kind of switching places here. Dylan Meeble's going to go finish Shadow. Martin's going to go play Bolero and probably make their way towards Forest Temple. So we got a good, like, 5 minutes here. Maybe 10, 15, depending on where Martin decides to go about, you know, before we get any new checks on Restream. Which is fine. For the runners, this is definitely their optimal play. You got to clear your progression dungeons first, just to make sure that you're not leaving any items behind before you go,
Of course.
you know, run it off the deep end.
I found it. I found the playlist. I'm gonna post it in chat.
The Melrose feeling like beating bongo playlist. Let's go, baby.
I love that the last one is just Mozart's Serenade 13 in G major. And I know what song that is. It's fucking bum 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 bum. That one. Everybody knows that one. Kendrick
Even I
Lamar,
know it. I'm
Humble.
American.
Hey Mickey, you're so fine. Okay, that's the one that I think I have to sing because that's the best one I can get the rhythm. Okay, but all I want for Christmas. But what if you listen to the Ludwig version? If you listen to the Ludwig version, then you're fine.
I feel like Fluffoosh tried to do some sick Ganon one cycle strats there, but
Yeah, I'm seeing some
unfortunately
sauce here.
they have no shield. Oh,
Oh, that was
Oh!
almost cool.
that was like I could see the concept there. I could see the concept in theory, but Fluffoosh is really hurting for his shield right now. But they're pretty good at tennis, so it doesn't really matter all that much. When you're freaking, I don't know, when you're Rafael Nadal out there on the tennis courts, it doesn't matter if you can get the service ace. You're fine with a rally.
Yep. Top 10 almost type Ooter plays, and it's just a playlist of Fluflush clips.
That doesn't mean to say Fluflush is almost hype. Fluflush is pretty fucking hype as a player, but you know, sometimes even the hypest of players are almost hype.
Wow, I can't believe that Dylan went to Shadow and then Martin is going to Forest. Could you have ever seen this consequence?
You gotta do progression, man. Unfortunately, there's no bottle in either, so we don't have to. Nobody's gonna be going to Ice Cavern anytime soon, which is clearly the correct objective play. No cap whatsoever.
You gotta go. No, there was a bottle in Shadow though, so.
Oh, was there really? I missed.
Yeah, there was the bug bottle.
Oh, that's right. So why is Martin not doing Ice Cap? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna
stop.
I'm gonna stop the joke before I get there. I don't want to mislead anybody in chat.
The final Ice Cavern chest is nothing though, so clearly now Ice Cavern is worthless.
Oh my god, man, come on. You know how this works. The seed's like, oh yeah, don't go to Ice Cavern, it's worthless. But here's your go mode item here in the map chest. You know, we'll just put this here.
Yeah, of course. That's how it always works, right?
Dude, that's like every Ooter seed.
Yeah.
Every time. It's like, oh, the seed hints you. It's like, okay, this place is the worst place you could possibly go. We're going to put your go mode in there.
Oh,
because this is OoTR and the seeds are sentient.
All right, listen here, Kryl. Listen here. We're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are currently sitting at second place in the National Hockey League. Second place in the National Hockey League, a .729 points percentage. Fucking Maurice Richard, Rocket Richard trophy winner Austin Matthews, Johnny Toronto Tavares, Mitch Emma Marner, and Willie Styles Nylander. Come on. Can you really disagree? His second place is just a fancy way of saying you lost.
What I do agree with, personally, is shouting out our runners, Dylan Meebold, Master Alex, Fluflush, and Mr. Martin. All amazing runners. Fluflush and Master Alex, Season 4 Challenge Cup runners. Dylan Meebold and Mr. Martin, Season 4 Top 32 runners. Our commentators, myself and Vidya James. And our trackers, Soulblade, Snacks, Warren Traveler, and Sir Nyquil of Sealand. Thank you very, very much for coming together and help making the ZSR restream possible. Without you, we couldn't be watching these runners race these race.
Yeah, and all the chatters couldn't be roasting me, so get your fill. Get your fill, guys.
So thank you very, very much. Much love to everybody involved with the restream. And let's just see where this seed takes us. Right now, our runners are kind of trading places. Fluflush heading into DC. Martin working his way through Shadow Temple. Master Alex working his way to the end of Forest Temple. Dylan Nebel heading into Forest Temple after previously clearing Forest Temple. And all we can really do at this point is wait.
Yeah, everything that people are doing is stuff we've seen before, so there's not going to be any new information anytime soon. We can hope that maybe Alex might go somewhere other than Shadow, but let's be real, he's probably going Shadow.
Yeah. Swapping progression just makes the most sense at this point. You don't want to leave anything behind, especially when you go to like an area like potentially GGG. Like, even though you can full clear it, like, you don't want to leave the mirror shield in there potentially if you have to cross or something like that.
Of course.
Can I ask you though, how many goals did Austin Matthews score in the 2000 in last year's playoffs?
In the playoffs? Oh, he only got one. Okay, you're just trying to roast me. In the regular season, Austin Matthews scored 41 goals, winning the Rocket Richard Trophy, league leader in goals last season.
And I bring that up because that was the tiebreakers question in our fantasy leagues this year.
Listen, I had a tiebreaker question. I'm like, oh yeah, this tiebreaker question is great. This is gonna be so good. Nobody's gonna pick the same answer. And then 2 people picked 69. I'm like, what? Come on. Dude, honestly, if I'm hosting again next year, I feel like I should ban 420 and 69 just so that we don't get ties, because people are like, I'm gonna pick 420, guys. I'm so funny.
But yeah. I will be Right back. I need to take a very quick trip to the bathroom.
Sponge is taking a wicked yes right now.
Hell yeah, baby! Be right back.
But yeah, that was the second tiebreaker. I'm like, all right, both of these people don't know hockey at all, so I'll just ask them about Austin Matthews. Can we talk about how Austin Matthews scored a hat trick in the most recent game versus Colorado? By the way, that was pretty cool. Anybody else see that? Ooh, floosh. There you go. Third time's the charm with that shoe. What is this clip? What the F? Hold on, guys. I'm about to one-up Axe and just say the F word on commentary right now. You guys ready? The F word. I can't believe you, Video James. You terrible person. You scum. You'll never be able to commentate again. You're off the task. You're off the force.
That reached me on a personal level.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry.
That really hit home deep, my guy.
Bro, Alex is going GTG. Oh my god. We're seeing something new.
We have divergence. Why, though?
Shadow Temple's not in logic.
It's very interesting, actually. I wonder why you would, stray from progression. Because let's be real here. You got 4 medallions, like bang, 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 right here. What if Shadow is just like, hey, here's your Kokiri sword. Go do a 5th medallion.
As we know, that's not actually the case, unfortunately. But these runners don't really know that. I think, who's the closest to clearing both? I guess Dylan and Martin are the ones who are just chasing that raw progression, right?
Yeah. And I guess if you're just looking for, like, some things to do out of logic, or some things to do in general, and you're thinking, like, okay, like, I'm not really thinking Shadow is going to be my, like, raw progression here. I doubt Shadow is going to give me the keys to the rest of the seed, so to say. Maybe it makes sense going to the rest of, the game, and then thinking, like, okay, well, maybe I got my go mode in GTG, or something that gets me close to it, and then when I go to Shadow, I can maybe skip a couple of checks, save a couple of seconds. It's not something I personally agree with, but, I always think just do your progression, whether it's in logic or out of logic, but, maybe Alex is onto something here.
I think so. I mean, we obviously have the perspective of 4 different people, so we know that this is a decent play, at least from Alex's perspective. But in his case, it's kind of a risk not going straight to Shadow, so it's an interesting play, but maybe it's the safe one that we were expecting Alex to make, given his situation currently, I guess.
Yeah, we did mention before the start of the stream that, Martin, Dylan, and Floosh, they're in, like, the very early stages of their qualification status. Alex, not so much. Alex is 3 races down and does not have a single score higher than 760. That's not a knock on their skills, so to say, but necessarily, those are 3 scores that you really, if you want to make that top 64 bracket, those are 3 scores that you really don't want to have included in your total. So that's something that Alex is, probably has in the back of their mind, like, oh, like, I gotta make sure that I get a solid score.
Right.
They're also gonna do this little death warp technique where they go into the carpenter tent, and now they just have to wait 20 seconds, and then they're gonna be big chillin', and then when 20 seconds are up, they're gonna drown, float to the top, and then they're gonna end up right back in that carpenter tent. So that's a way for them to check that waterfall and that hit while getting up and then checking GTG right after.
Honestly, I think this play is so much more viable with CSMC too, because you're usually coming here with much less health than you normally would, so that this doesn't take 800 years. So I'm a fan. I like this play.
Death warps, especially in places like, especially in the early game, like Zora's River, kind of, I've seen. Death warps in the early game could definitely save you a lot of time in places that they currently didn't in Season 4 and Season 3 beforehand because of the advent of CSMC. Those small chests holding heart pieces and heart containers. Yeah.
That being said, Alex does have the hint for Valley Foolish, so I'm actually not sure why he did that, but whatever. He gets to demonstrate some stuff we can talk about.
Well, I mean, Alex's brain most of the time works at about 95% capacity, in my personal experience, so that might have just been the 5% showing itself there.
That was the long shot in Deku Tree from Multiworld. showing its face right there.
Those of you who are unaware, Alex left a long shot in the Multi-World Grand Finals in Decketry for Decker, their player 3, and they eventually went back and got it, but like...
Yeah. They ended up winning that race by, I think, less than a minute average time. So if Alex had remembered any later, it would have been curtains.
Kirby Fan does mention an interesting point. It could have been just with a hint, but...
Yeah, I guess that's fair, but...
It depends. Hints are pretty strong in Season 5, all things considering. Path hints can lead to, like, one item, to one item, to one item. And they can be very strong in their own right. But would you really sacrifice, like, 45 seconds for one hint? I know he was only in the water for about 20, but movement in general probably took about 10 to 15 seconds more. So it's hard to...
Hard to say. You could argue that, like, we don't have a path for Goma yet, so maybe you could fish for that and get some information about Kokiri Sword, but in the same vein, like, we don't have Slingshot yet, and it could just be for that, so... there's a trade-off. There's an argument for and against, so we can't knock Alex for doing that, I guess.
Of course, absolutely. But I guarantee you, if we asked him in the interview, hey, why'd you take the Valley Waterfall? He'd be like, oh, I forgot it was barren. Because that's just how Alex is.
Yeah.
No knock to Alex at all, but...
He's our friend. We're allowed to knock him a little.
I don't know, fam. I don't know. We might have somebody come in here saying, Stop making fun of Alex. In the nicest way possible.
No, I got a 1480.
No!
Bro.
Come on, man. You're one of the boys.
Letting all of Norway down.
The Norwegian rando representative.
Yeah,
Nice.
number one in Norway, and also last in Norway because he's the only in Norway.
No, there's got to be somebody else.
If you are from Norway, press 1. Nobody's gonna press 1. I guarantee you. Soulblade. Is Soulblade Norwegian? No way.
No way.
I'm calling bullshit.
What's up, Spike?
Soulblade, I'm looking at your Twitter.
Hammer.
He definitely looks Scandinavian. Maybe he
Hammer.
might be telling the truth.
Hammers in River Grotto. Do we have any lead on bomb bags? We have Goron City's Path to King Dodongo. Goron City had a hook shot in the Goron City maze. So, essentially, anything logged by hook shot can have a bomb bag.
Right.
Whoa! There's letter.
There's letter. Ooh, that's huge.
1,500.
Huge.
We got to require Jabu this seed. And with GTG Path to Baronade, now you know that when you walk into GTG, you're going to get either the boomerang or something that logically leads to boomerang. So now you know that's an extra dungeon that needs to get cleared. So we got Jabo potentially. Jabo, baby. Jabo the Hutt. We got Jabu potentially available to clear. We got Shadow available for Alex. And all we have to worry about right now is that damn Mirror Shield.
Mirror Shield? No, Kokiri Sword.
Kokiri Sword. My bad.
Kokiri
keep
Sword.
forgetting which dungeons are required.
Do I need to say it, Sponge? Do I need to say it?
Yes, you need to say it.
We should have opened Deku. If this were open Deku, Alex would be just 2 steps away from Go mode right now.
I mean, to be fair, I think this would be the jettiest of jet seeds because I don't think it would. Nobody would ever like put off Fortress with it being Path of Baronade.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So this would just be like everybody does the same shit. Everybody goes to Gerudo Fortress at the end. They get their glow mode, and then they go to Ganon's to get the light arrow hit if they haven't already got them. So now it's just, where's our Kokiri Sword, peeps?
Do I need to say the C word? Do I need to say the C word?
I don't know, man. Are we in Nevada? Or are we in New York?
Yeah, we might be in Nevada right now. We might be in the largest city in Nevada right now because it's looking like a casino.
Let's go! I'm about to deal you some aces, my friend, because we in the casino!
Oh, here's a big chest. Hold on.
It's just a scale.
Scale. Yeah. Doesn't really tell us much. Though, okay, hear me out. So we know there's the wallet on the Ruto's letter check, right?
Yeah.
What if Central Pillar has the boomerang and the scale is Path to Baronade so that you can get the second wallet to buy the Zora tunic?
I don't know,
You get the
fam.
boomerang.
I don't think there's enough Way of the Hero points to consider that at this point.
True. I forgot about Way of the Hero points.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely. If it locks... DXR does make a point. If it locks Bomb Bag, it could be Path to Baronade. But it also has to be... at this point, I don't think we've checked all of Child Goron City. But for the information that we know right now, Bomb Bag has to be at least Hookshot locked.
Yes, for sure.
Until we get confirmation on what's in Child Goron City. It could just be Child Goron City is like, oh, you have to do like Darunia or something for a bomb bag.
Yeah. I think we've seen Hot Rodder and Pot already, but Darunia I don't think we've seen yet.
I mean, either of those checks couldn't possibly be your first logical bomb bag due to logical implications. So it would only ever be Darunia. So chances are pretty much like Hookshot is going to lock a bomb bag, but we can't say for certain until now.
Kiri Sword and Sun's Grotto? That would be something special.
I mean, anybody not named Felix Wade in this race would instantly be at a disadvantage. But fortunately for our runners, Felix Wade isn't racing.
Alright, so I haven't really been counting keys so far in GTG, but again, we've kind of deduced that we can full clear GTG regardless, so it doesn't really matter the key count.
Yeah, of our runners right now, I think Dylan is in the lead currently. Dylan's on their way to GTG. They've already got 4 medallions. They cleared all their available progression dungeons. Alex is working through GTG, but they have not done Shadow Temple yet. So that's something that they're going to have to do at the end of the seed regardless. Martin is on their way to GTG. They're grabbing a Poe right now. They've cleared all their dungeons, so they're just a little bit behind Dylan. Fubush is on their way through Shadow Temple, probably going to be making their way to GTG post Shadow Temple. So as of right now, if you were as a viewer, I would say Dylan is probably in first on Restream. Then we got Martin heading up in second, Fubush in third, Alex in fourth, but only because... Hey!
Yeah!
So is that in logic? We got opponents in logic, Hook in logic. Do we have a bow? I'm pretty sure we got a bow in logic. That could very well be, quote unquote, Path to King Dodongo right there.
Well, yeah. Bow and logic because... Well, bow and logic with hammer, yeah, for sure. So...
Yeah. But then, hang on, think about it this way. Now our Path to Baronade becomes even more complex, potentially. Because now you're thinking, alright, now this could potentially just be Bob locked. And that opens up, not a lot, because Hammer is Sphere 0, honestly. But now it opens up, potentially, at least from Alex's perspective, Deep Shadow, some Bomb Lock checks in Spirit Temple could be the culprit. Bomb Juke Bowling could have some, you know, could have our Boomerang. Now you gotta think a little bit.
Of course. And I think that's, I mean, it's cool to see the bomb bag, but at the same time, you're like, man, you couldn't have kept an easy path in? Come on.
You couldn't have been just straight up with me? Like, I've been straight up with you, Zooter. You can't just be straight with me.
I swear to God, sometimes path hints will just expose like the deepest, darkest ass crack of logic that possibly exists in this game. And you're just like, yeah, I guess I'm expected to know this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
there's
no,
so much that I learned from path hints that I didn't know was a thing.
Like, oh, this path hint that led to like, oh, this is Path to Baronade. Turns out it was just so you can get a scale, so you can get to Jabu. Like, oh yeah, that's right. This bomb bag is Way of the Hero because it locked all of the scales. Like, path hints can get very convoluted, especially when you have 2 items in a single location hinted on 2 different paths.
Dude, this is why I took up no logic last month.
Yeah, you don't gotta think. If you got bombs, you can go anywhere, man. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Exactly. All right, small chest on the fortress rooftop. I don't know if we've seen that already, but now we have.
You got confirmation at least.
What's
So,
your over/under on Alex doing toilet?
I don't really know how to answer that question, to be
Oh,
honest.
he's collecting rupees. All right, you know, forget it. What's your over/under on Dylan doing toilet?
I'm gonna go with a solid no.
All right, I'll put $5. $5. Dylan does toilet.
I
Wanna shake on
will.
this.
I'll give the sub. I'll give the sub if Dylan.
All right.
Like,
I will shake. Give the sub to ZSR. Is that what we're doing? Give the sub to me.
I'll give the sub to ZSR.
Okay. If Dylan does toilet, you have to give the sub. But if he doesn't, then I have to give a sub to ZSR.
Gotcha, fam.
All right.
Does Dylan have iron boots?
Yeah, he does. Look at his D-pad. No, he doesn't. Oh my god! I have to get a sub. You scammed me.
I'm totally paying attention, chat. I got you. Look at chat picking me up right now. Let's go. Yo, congrats to Monokuna getting the quote-unquote scam sub. Let's go.
All right. I want the run back though. Mr. Martin has iron boots. All right. Want to do this again? If Mr. Martin does toilet, you have to get the sub.
Okay, I got you. Let's shake on it, man.
I'll shake.
Are we about to find out what's in toilet? Yo, thank you for the 5-pack, Romer. Congratulations to Mr. Hayes Piano, Golden Devil 1711, Zazzy Lavender, Knox 3416, Game Code as well for getting the blessing from RNG today. So Flipbush is in CAC right now. I assume they're going to be making their way to GTG, but they might just want to clean up a little bit first.
That makes sense. Haven't done archery yet. I think we're getting Alex going to Shadow now. Now that he has the bomb bag, it's like, alright, well, this is in logic. We might as well do this now. But yeah, this raises a bunch of questions about the location of the boomerang, right?
Yeah, especially since it's just that bomb bag in there. That fulfills 2 paths all at once. Baronade and Goron City. So now you gotta think, alright, what's specifically bomb locked from Alex's perspective, since he has that hammer. He knows that all of the traditionally bomb lock checks, especially the Sphere 1 ones, like Hyrule Field, for example, aren't actually bomb locked. They're just hammer locked. And for those of you in chat, thank you so much for supporting ZSR. We are a little ways away from our sub goal of 400 subs, where Trez plays with 100 Skull Bridge OOTRC, but Trez also told me through via DMs that if we hit that sub goal, he will also do a hot tub stream.
Yo!
So the quicker we get to that sub goal, the quicker we get to see Trez in a hot tub.
Hot tub Trez machine.
So I definitely did not lie about that. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Press 1 if you've seen the movie Hot Tub Time Machine, by the way. Snacks has seen it. Snacks and Romer have seen it. Alright, there's a couple of people who've seen it. What I need chat to do now is, can you please quote one actually funny joke from the movie? It's not gonna happen. I don't even need to wait. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, my point exactly. Alright, I think we're getting a big Poe check from Fluflush, which I don't think we've seen at this point. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we have to think about that bomb bag check, of course, or the bomb bag. But also the scale. Like, the scale could legitimately be a thing.
It could,
it's hard
yeah.
to say, but have we seen Lab Dive yet? I don't think we have.
I doubt it. Water's a stone. There's no
Water's a
Serenade
stone, no
at this
Serenade. Yeah,
point.
nobody's going near Adult Lake right now.
Dude, Adult Lake and even Child Lake without Serenade, everybody's gangsta until Serenade is not available.
True.
Everybody's gangsta, and then you're like, oh man, my Gomo was in Lake. How the fuck was I supposed to get that? Well, newsflash, you weren't. Someone just did Adult Lake? What are you talking about, man?
Did we miss it?
I don't know. I was too busy talking about Trez in a hot tub.
I
Martin
was
did
too
Adult
busy
Lake.
talking about Hot Tub Time Machine.
My bad. My bad. But I mean, like, it's still not easy to route in. But I mean, if you're on your way to GTG, and if you have Scarecrow set as child, potentially, it could be easy to route in. But
The real question is, who's going to be the first to Ice Cavern?
with no letter, yeah. Especially when letter could end up being your go mode. Actually, no, it's going to be bomb locked. You know
What do
it's
you
going to be bomb locked.
Letter was on 1500, bro.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot about that. So your boomerang, your boomerang is gonna be bomb locked. I don't think Bo was bomb locked at all, was it? Because like we had the one Bo on DMT Ferry, which you can get with a hammer. Is that correct? At least so.
Yeah. DMT
Yeah, so-
Ferry. So you just need the hammer, NCL.
Yeah, and you just need a Pona, so you know that letter isn't gonna lock your boomerang specifically. So Ice Cavern, if you're looking for just the boomerang, isn't gonna be. I mean, it could be like Fountain Fairy because irons were bomb locked, but it's not gonna be Ice Cavern or like the Iceberg card specifically.
Wait. I don't understand. Explain this to me. Why can't Boomerang be in Ice Cavern?
Because the letter was locked by. I mean, it depends on where the scale is. We have ZL, but like we have a scale sitting in. I want to say. I didn't write down what the scale was, but essentially, I don't think our scale was bomb locked.
Scale was Stalfo's chest.
Yeah, so that's in logic. So you don't have to. You don't need the bomb bag to go turn the letter in and then go to Ice Cavern. You have ZL in logic. So you turn the letter in with the scale, and then because you have a Pona.
Oh, I see. I got it now. I got it. I understand.
And you use the hammer to get the bow. So like,
Yeah.
technically you don't need the bomb bag in GTG to turn in the letter and go to Ice Cavern.
Right. So it's not going to be there. You have to focus on the specifically bomb log stuff. I got it.
Gotcha, fam. So we got Alex is heading through Shadow. We've already seen this, but it's progression, so you know, good on them. Martin's heading through GTG. Flufoosh is probably heading right behind them. Dillard is crossing the wasteland right now. Definitely the one runner on Restream I think is the furthest ahead out of all of our, you know, based on what we know.
So the trackers don't show songs because there's just not enough real estate to have the songs part of the display. The songs are shuffled amongst themselves, so it's a little bit more implicit than the rest of the checks. But yeah, unfortunately, they can't be fit on the trackers. But you can tell. I mean, I guarantee you, Alex has Nocturne. That can be implied. Guarantee you, Martin. Oh, there's a wait. What's this big chest in Maze? I don't think we saw this. Oh, it's just Big Stabby. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention.
The Big Stabber. I saw that earlier. I just didn't say anything about it because I didn't want to go with the low-hanging fruit of it's a 30-minute time save. Song of Storms over at Colossus.
Is that in Logic? No, we don't have Lens yet, right?
I don't believe anybody's picked up the Lens. So no.
And yeah, and obviously we need Kikiri. Well, we need Kikiri Sword to cross or get Requiem. So, I mean, Kikiri Sword could be in well, but it means that Lens has to be available right now, right? So
yeah, so you can't draw any conclusions about that at the moment.
Yeah.
And still though, with straight 2, you're not gonna not clear spirit here, I think, especially if you're dealing in this situation. You want to go cross, even if spirit's a stone. You do GTG, you clear that up. Spirit's right next to you. You get a song out of it. Like, definitely something that you're gonna want to lean towards doing rather than not doing.
Yo, you like my furry hype train emote?
Has Martin checked toilet, by the way? Oh no, he's checking
He's
toilet!
doing it! Let's go!
No!
Let's go!
Oh man. Why did I open my mouth? Alright. How do I go to the gift sub button on the restream layout? I guess I'll just go to the actual stream itself.
Wait, Rang? Did we see Rang? Was that in Spirit?
Rang on
Rang
Colossus
on the Arch.
Arch.
Rang is on Colossus Arch.
Oh!
Ooh!
That's really interesting. So now you gotta find that Kokiri sword, and you know that Kokiri sword is specifically bomb locked if you have the hammer. Dylan Meeble does not know that because they do not have the hammer currently.
Right. And I think that also, well, unless we find the lens, then that rules out like well in every storm check, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. That boomerang is huge information.
If you have the hammer.
That's true. Yeah. Which is, it's huge for people who have the hammer, but Dylan doesn't, so shit, man. That's a lot. That's heavy.
And it's tough to go with go to Ice Cavern, especially when you know it's not in logic.
There's the gift sub. Thank you, Sponge, for holding your end of the bargain.
Congratulations, community. You get $5 out of me.
I'll do the usual joke I do when there's bets.
I'm gonna go with fuck.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
I didn't spell it right, unfortunately.
Yo, the rule is if nobody gets it right, then I win the bet.
There we go. Although there is a decent amount of Spirit Temple bomb locked. So if you say, like, if you hedge your bet and say, okay, like, what if Lens is just available somewhere and we can cross logically? Now you gotta think, like, okay, well, you gotta kind of weigh your options here. Like, okay, do I completely stay in logic and maybe bet that Lens isn't available somewhere? Or do I just go with the density plays, Spirit bottom of the well, and just kind of hope that Lens is available?
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Riley, Dylan is our first one to Spirit Temple.
Yeah, Dylan has been kind of pacing the pack here on Restream to this point, but that doesn't mean that things can't turn on a dime, because we know that for those who have the hammer, that is very important information when they see that boomerang on the arch. They know that as soon as they clear GTG and all they find is that bomb bag, they know, okay, the way to get Requiem, which is Kokiri's sword in this seed, has to be specifically bomb locked and not just like a sphere 1, like Hyrule Field sort of bomb lock check. It's got to be hard bomb lock. You need specifically a bomb lock to beat this. And right. I feel like they can use their mental ability to figure out where they need to go.
It's either that or really, really niche case, it could be wallet, but I think we should be focusing more on the bomb bag. Or sorry, not wallet, sorry, it's scale, because scale locks a wallet. Because remember, there is the scale on the Rudo's letter check. That's locked by the scale. So that second letter could have implications with Zora Tunic, but it's so obscure that I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet, but I think Bombshoe Bowling is a really safe bet, for sure. It's one of the few like explicitly bomb lock checks left in the game, right? So
Yeah, there's a couple stuff like the back of the Dongo, but we already saw that. We know that that didn't lead to anything. Burning Cac being Requiem potentially is bomb locked, so it could be like Deep Spirit, but then you'd have to think about like, okay, where is the Lens of Truth? Is the Lens of Truth available? Because I don't think we've seen it amongst any of our current runners.
your sword doesn't have to be bomb locked because Requiem is already bomb locked by bombs because DC. Right, but we have okay, so what do you think? Requiem is bomb locked because DC. That's an interesting point actually. Now that you think, yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. You have to factor in that the bomb bag locks clearing DC. DC is Fire Medallion. DC is part of the reason that gets you Requiem. You need Requiem to get the Boomerang. So that actually completely satisfies the path hint until we find another bomb bag. If we find another bomb bag, then that goes completely out the window. But as we know it right now, that actually does make a lot of sense.
I don't think we can though, because GGG is path to Baronade specifically, and all we found was a bomb bag. So that bomb bag has to be specifically weighted hero.
Well, the bomb bag gives you access to clearing DC, right? And then
Yeah,
once you
but I mean,
once you clear DC, you get Requiem, which is required for the Boomerang. So that is what people are saying is the path hint. You see what I'm saying, or no? You're not following.
I'm trying to think about it. My strength has never really been the logic. I'm just kind of a do stuff player.
Okay. Let's just pretend that there wasn't the bomb bag in GTG. Do we have let's just pretend Kikiri Sword is anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend Kikiri Sword is just like the first check in, I don't know. First check in Jabu, which we can do right now.
Gotcha.
Found the Kikiri Sword, we do Deku, it's nothing. So we have Forest Medallion. But we don't have a bomb bag. Can we logically get the Boomerang without the bomb bag?
No, because you need to beat DC.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
need to beat DC with the bomb bag to get the Requiem to get your Boomerang, and that is why it's path. That is why the bomb bag is path to Baronade.
There's another one in Spirit.
There's another bomb bag in Spirit? Yeah, but you need to
but
cross.
that's you need to cross and you need bomb bag because you need to kill that Beamos in order to get into that room. Actually, I mean, it depends on key logic, but that's bomb locked, most likely. No, that is bomb locked for sure.
So I think Kikiri Sword can just be anywhere then. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Baby.
It looks like we're going to Vegas after all.
I don't want to go to Vegas, man.
I think I asked you this earlier, but what's your casino game of choice?
Texas Hold'em poker, because I have a general idea of what I'm doing and I can psych peeps out by pretending I know what I'm doing.
The mind games, dude.
We
need it. I would love to play Texas Hold'em with you.
Let's do it, man.
Great. It sounds great.
Let's do it. I got like one strategy, and that's bluff my way to victory.
True.
We got Ice Cavern going on by Alex.
Yo, let's go.
Let's go. This is, for all of you new peeps in chat, this is definitely not sarcastic at all. Not in the slightest. This is the winner played right here. Going to Ice Cavern, definitely the 100% winning play in every seed whatsoever. No argument. Also, putting the bugs in the water, not in Ice Cavern themselves, sparing them from a frozen state for all of eternity. Good guy, Alex. This is what it means to be one of the boys.
Yeah, ethical Alex over here. Fire Temple's the path to Phantom Ganon. Wait, what? Excuse me?
Huh?
Hold on a second here.
Wait.
Huh?
Forest access is locked by Fire Temple? Wait, what? No.
Wait,
Strength
how?
upgrade? Bow? Hookshot?
Well, the only thing we're missing for forest access is Minuet, right?
Yeah.
So where's Minuet? That means
Kokiri Sword.
Gearsword could be in fire. Oh my god!
Locking Forest Medallion Deku for Minuet.
Oh my god.
Alex should absolutely be going to Fire Temple right now.
Yeah, but
That's
he just-
actually a super strong hint. The Kokiri Sword is in
really
Fire
is.
Temple. Sorry, this is at Adult SFM, Purple. You logically need Minuet to get to Forest Temple, but we have Hookshot, Bow, and Strength Upgrade all in logic right now. The only thing that could possibly be out of logic is Forest access. So it's Fire Temple. Kokiri Sword is in fire.
I think it's Fire Temple. Wait. Hold on. What do you mean you don't accept bets right now? Come on, man. Man, I'm so sad. Alright, I gotta go take a wicked yes. I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll hold down the fort until you get back. That hint was in Zora's Fountain blasting. So, let me get this straight. We have a Fire Temple path to PG. Zarya's song, out of the film. Out of logic. The only way to get to Forest logically this seed is through Minuet. The only thing we have that's not in logic for Phantom Ganon is Minuet access. So, Forest Medallion Deku, locking a song, that's, at this point, the only thing that could possibly lock a song. With the letter in logic with both Bow and Epona early. And a scale, chilling out. So you can get that hint in logic. So Forest Med has to lead to Minuet. And Forest Med is Deku. So Kokiri Sword is in fire. That's what that hint is just saying right there. Dylan's picking up their irons. Flufoosh is in Spirit Temple doing some good stuff. Martin's heading to Ice Cavern. But I got a feeling that Martin just picked up that hammer. I got a feeling that when they read that hint, they might just, like, it might click in their head like, oh. Like, oh man, this might be it. We got a big chest in Ice Cavern though. Just another bow. No big deal. Long shot in fire and Kokiri Sword and Suits the Sun. All I know is that whatever is in fire has to lead to Kokiri Sword. If I've got a beat on the logic correctly. Hard to follow 4 streams at one time, obviously. There's a lot of stuff that maybe I missed, haven't really paid attention to. Understand, us comms, not perfect. Far from perfect. My co-com is a Leafs fan. Far from perfect. Still going ice. Trackers are indeed perfect. Trackers are right on the money.
Alrighty.
Definitely did not insult the Leafs while you were gone.
Oh
not at all.
my god. Game's still tied. There's still plenty of hockey left. We have no idea how it's gonna go. Alright? At least I'm not a Habs fan like Riley.
And what the hells?
Yeah, well. What the hells has a Season 4 victory on all our heads. We can't say anything about him.
So, at this point, we're thinking that fire path to Phantom Ganon hint might hold the key to this seed.
Really seems that way.
Because that's still unresolved, even though we've already cleared Forest Temple out of logic. Logically, it's gotta be locked by Kokiri Sword at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And like, I will not be surprised if we just find Kokiri Sword and Fire Temple at this point.
Good old Stone Fire, baby.
Either that, or maybe it's Lens and Fire, and then storms for Kokiri Sword and Well. Am I right?
That's always possible. But at the very least, that's going to point you in the right direction. I think if we have even the chance of finding the Kokiri Sword and Fire, I think you got to take the bait. We got Dylan clearing the wall right now, so we're actually going to know by the time... Well, we're going to almost know by the time Dylan clears this dungeon whether it's more likely to be the Lens or the actual living, breathing Kokiri Sword and Fire Temple.
Oh, those mirror shields.
That's a shiny shield that I don't think we need.
I hope we don't need it.
I mean, we could.
If we
this
do,
could get dicey. Lens and Fire for getting the mirror shield in the well, for going back to Spirit with no Requiem. Vanilla Serenade over an ice cavern.
Yep.
That's
Dang,
not going to
sucks.
help a lot of our runners.
Yeah,
Alex
Waterstone.
is going child here. Maybe they don't realize the potential of Fire Path to PG.
Yeah. Really quite curious, especially now that you know that if you're thinking about song logic, like the amount of checks you have left, the amount of song checks you have left, it pretty much has to be Kokiri Sword locking Minuet, right? Maybe he's just not thinking about that right now, but that's yeah, he also doesn't have the Rang knowledge, which is the other thing. Maybe he's just gonna check bomb shoot bowling.
Yeah, this is a safe bet. It's possible that if he doesn't know that the Rang is up there, he might think, okay, well, the Kokiri Sword is just bomb locked, or the Boomerang is just bomb locked. He doesn't know that the Boomerang's sitting on top of the Colossus Arch.
Right. That makes sense.
But even then, like, you should be able to understand that. I'm not like knocking him or anything like that, but like, the only thing left that could possibly lead to Phantom Ganon is forest access, locked by fire, and the only thing that could possibly lock access to forest currently is Minuet. So you know, the only way you can get to Forest of Seed is through Minuet, but it's locked by fire. But you have everything that you need to beat Phantom Ganon in logic, so it has to be Kokiri Sword. I think at that point, you just gotta trust your gut and go into fire. But like I said, a lot of things that the runners might be thinking of that we as comms might be taking for granted. So let's do it for a grain of salt. These runners are all great, and I'm sure they have their own justifications for making their plays. Let's keep it, keep it under wraps.
Hold on, let me go to Alex's chat right now. Hey, Alex, you'll never guess what. No. Oh, there's long shot. Well,
the long shot. The long shot.
Waterstone.
We love Waterstone.
Yeah, that's how you get a Vaporeon.
I mean, it could just be Lens.
It could be Lens.
That
would be so fucking funny if it were Lens.
You do all the fire, you walk out with a Lens, and you cry.
Yep.
It's like, fuck. I mean, we won't know until somebody clears fire. We got Martin in Ice Cabin right now. Alex is doing fishing stuff. Probably thinking about what to do next. Floosh is in Shadow Temple. Clear. Oh no, Floosh is in the bottom of the well. My bad. They're following Dylan in a way.
What if it's on Sun's grave?
I'm very happy that I didn't join this qual if it's on if it's on Sun's Grave.
Didn't you win a qual where Sun's Grave was required on all dungeons?
I won a practice race that I ran while drunk, with Sun's Grave required, and I rushed it as a joke.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe you should do jokes more often. Oh, Martin's going to fire. Martin's going to fire. Martin's got a big brain on his head.
We'll see. This is very important information. Kokiri Sword is actually in fire. Let's just assume optimal play from beginning to end. I would assume, for like a perfect perspective, we'd have like a 2:20 finish time.
Right.
And you'd say, 30 minutes from now, that's like a long time. We don't know how deep this quote-unquote item is in Fire Temple. We know we're going to get something. We're going to get Lens. We're going to get Kokiri Sword. We're going to get something in here.
Definitely,
for sure.
Definitely.
But we don't know how deep it is. So let's just say we spend 10 minutes in here, then we got to beat Deku, and we got to beat Jabu right after.
Jabu's a good 7 minutes on its own. Even if you go mode Deku, Deku is like 2 minutes if you go mode it.
And you add a little bit of time for variance and routing, execution mistakes and stuff like that. I think 2:30 is around where we would expect finishers to either have already rolled in after like maybe one outlier God Router. Like, I think 2:30 is around the line of best fit if we have our Kokiri Sword and Jabu here. But again, you have to get the hint in Ice Cavern, and there's not a lot of desire to go into Ice Cavern when you know that, like, okay, well, maybe Boomerang is just locked by a bomb bag. Let me go check bomb lock stuff.
Listen, Riley would have gotten a 210.
Easy to armchair quarterback these seeds.
Riley would have checked Darunia at 30 minutes in.
So we saw early on, Dylan kind of had a solid lead over our other competitors. There's the big boy.
There it is!
There
it's
it
Fire
is!
Temple!
Fire,
All right, so
baby!
important to note that Martin does not have knowledge of where the boomerang is. The only thing he knows is that is on the path to Phantom Ganon somehow. So he's still going to have to get Requiem, and I'm sure Spirit will be one of his options now that he has Requiem able to get once he gets Deku Train. It looks like he's going Child, so he's on the right path, but once he gets Requiem, we have to hope that he'll prioritize Spirit pretty quickly and peek that boomerang. Once he does, he'll be in Go mode.
This definitely makes sense. He got required Deku over the rest of Stonefire. Get out of there. Go do your child required dungeon. Go do that. Get Requiem, and then you got Spirit to do, which is quick and dense, especially when you got Requiem off of Burning Cack. Martin is on the path to. I mean, he's gonna have to do some weird, like, go Adult, go to Spirit, check the art, see Boomerang, like, oh shit, hit that prelude button, and then go back Child and get a bean and do some awkward shit. But he's on his way to getting to the end. He's gonna get like a solid 2-3x kind of time here.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's a slingshot. That's some nice bait. And Martin's doing this because, again, he doesn't know where Boomerang is yet, but still.
Yeah. All of our runners are kind of in the same spot here. Blueboosh, I'm trying to, like, catch up with them because we know what situation Alex and Dylan are in. They need to go to Fire Temple. Blueboosh is heading up River. Probably to turn the letter in, potentially, to go to Ice Cavern.
I guess that makes sense.
I guess for King Zora?
I'm not sure.
That's kind of like the big sort of thing I want to ask Alex in the interview. Obviously, Dylan and Pulvush haven't been to Ice Cavern yet, so they haven't seen that Fire Temple hint. But Alex, especially, I want to ask, like, oh, yeah, he doesn't know where the rang is, but he has to know that something in Fire Temple leads to...
Right.
Like, that has to be... You have to be able to logically deduce that at this stage of the seed. So I'm curious as to why he picked child cleanup over going to Fire Temple here. That's something that I feel like I want to ask you here.
New frogs too, Dylan. No. Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of. I feel like Mr. Martin is just in the clear here. Just has to get that Requiem and then go for the boomerang.
Yeah, Sir
question
Nyquil of
now of-
Sealand is like he's not gonna go mode Deku, but at the same time, if you really think about it, if he sees the boomerang on top of Kalakasa's Arch without having gotten the Kokiri sword, he might just like check Spirit or whatever.
Right. Which is exactly what Dylan did, right?
Yeah. So essentially, he's trading one go mode for another. He's gonna go mode Spirit at this rate. So he's trading go moding Spirit for go moding Deku. So at the same time, it might even out.
He doesn't even need to go into Spirit, right? Once he sees the Arch, that's going to be it, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's not gonna check any of it.
Mm-hmm. Spirit's not a medallion, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Gotcha.
know. Sorry, I don't know if...
I'm trying to keep up with it, but
Yeah.
no, I got it at this point. When I say go mode Spirit, I mean not.
Just
like,
not even do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can tell my brain isn't the strongest
It's all right.
amongst the community members, especially when I'm watching 4 streams at once, trying to think
Yeah.
about what runners are thinking at any point.
We got the power of observation and, you know, hindsight and all that. But what we don't have is just being able to laser focus on our own perspective and being able to handle that. So
Yeah.
there's the obvious trade-off. That
And
being
yes,
said, it's much
we are
easier to
no
be a
vote.
commentator than it is to be a runner. I will say that. As somebody who's done both, no knock to anybody who's a commentator, but as somebody who's done both, I would much rather, if you said, all right, you get $1 million, you get to either run a seat or you get to commentate it, I'm commentating every single time.
You see, I'd rather play it.
Rather play?
Yeah, I'd rather play. Playing is fun. You get to do dumb
yes,
shit.
okay, fair,
Get rewarded
but
for it.
I would rather get
It's
the
easier.
easier mill. I'd rather get the easier mill, you know?
It's easier to commentate. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, it is
Definitely
easier to commentate.
easier.
I'm not saying it's not easy to commentate. Commentating is still a lot of work.
Gotcha, fam.
Hopefully, I will not have anybody, you know, stabbing me in the back tonight or anything.
I don't know, fam. I'm
I'll make
feeling
sure
a
to
little
lock my
frisky.
door.
Alright, so it's basically just as soon as Alex realizes the fire temple logic there. I mean, yeah, they don't have knowledge of the boomerang, but Martin
Is Dylan the only
is.
one who knows what boomerang is?
I mean, we've seen. Yeah, I think Dylan is the only one that crossed the Spirit Temple, so I think Dylan is the only one that actually knows that Boomerang is locked by Requiem, but they don't have the hint, basically
Right,
telling
right.
them that the Kokiri Sword is a Fire Temple. So we have this weird mismatch of information here where Martin is on the path to salvation here, where they're gonna get their Requiem and then say, well, Spirit's my best play. They go to Spirit, they see Boomerang, they say, oh shit, hit D-pad down, play Prelude, I'm in go mode. Dylan is going in a Fountain though, so if they check that Fairy, which they should, they have no Boomerang, they should hit that hit and say, oh no, Fire's on the path to PG. It's gotta be Kokiri Sword. They hit that Prelude button, they get out. They're on the path. It looks like they're gonna check that first check in Jabu first, though. They might be saving the fountain check for Ice Cavern, which is a good play in most instances, but in this particular situation, it would have done them better to find that hit first. Setting up the warp to Jabu, also a good idea, all things considered. You always got to prep. You always got to make sure that you're faster to Jabu. So this is fine for Dylan. It's just, this really hurts them if they go adult and their first choice is not Ice Cavern.
Right.
This is when that really becomes a potential issue for them. In this particular seed, I think that their strategy right now is completely fine for 90% of seeds, but this is like the 10%, even the 5% of seeds where this particular routing ends up being a detriment.
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. And, well, Floosh is going to get this hint. I don't know about Dylan. Yeah. Floosh is probably just scratching his head and now he's like, wait, what? Excuse me? You fucking what, mate?
You what, mate? Yeah, Alex is heading into Fire Temple now, so they're going to get their Gokiri sword. But I'm not sure if they have knowledge of the boomerang.
I don't think so. Alex did not cross, so...
Yeah, so they're going to get their Kokiri sword. They're going to bail, because it's Stonefire versus Progression Deku. They get their Requiem. I think they're in the similar situation as Martin. It's a little bit behind right now. Yeah, Flufu setting FW and Jabu, and the immediate bail, yeah. So in a very strange turn of events, we've gone from Dylan kind of leading the pack in the early game to now Dylan is the one in the most trouble of, like, coming in quote-unquote last on Restream. Now it's kind of flipped, like Martin is out in front, Alex is kind of heading up second, Flufush third, and now Dylan is kind of lagging behind just because of lack of knowledge of to where that fire path, the PG hint is.
And it's interesting because Dylan is the only one still with the knowledge of Boomerang, right? And
yeah.
He was the only one who opted to cross, so that's still something that he does have an advantage over everyone else. The problem is, basically everybody else is going to get the Kokiri sword and get Requiem and have the same knowledge as Dylan pretty soon.
Exactly.
What Dylan needs to do is he needs to go ice and get that hint, and then he'll have the knowledge too, and then he'll go fire, and then it'll all make sense.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what Dylan does as soon as he goes adult.
I forgot, Dylan does not have hammer. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you decide to go ice, like, it's very reasonable to check river before Ice Cavern, especially if you decide to go Ice Cavern. Just because you don't want to leave those checks there. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. This is very important for Dylan's status in this race, what he decides to do here. That's a Bolero. The hammer is in Sphere Zero, Grotto, and Zora's River. Flufush knows about Rang. Thank you for updating us, Tenerin. Is it really Sphere Zero? Yes, that grotto is Sphere Zero. You do not need any items whatsoever to enter that grotto. It is very annoying, because the seed loves to throw stuff in there that leads to your first bot bag. Alright, Martin all done with Deku. Dylan is heading towards Ice Cavern.
But he's not going to get hammered, though. That's the big crux here. No, he's going. He's going for the grotto.
He's on his way. I told you, man. It doesn't make any sense, really, to leave some random checks in River without... Like, if you're going to go to Ice Cavern, you might as well check River as well. This is the safe kind of Qualls play.
Yep.
Although, I hope he does. He's got... Yep, he's going to go grab his hammer. Good on Dylan. This is the smart, safe play. Even if there was nothing in here, this is a commendable play for Qualls.
We're most likely going to see Dylan at least clear Ice Cavern, but with that hint, once he gets the song, he's going to say, I haven't got Minuet yet. There's probably Kokiri Sword and Fire Temple.
Yeah,
he's
we're
got a
really
brain on those shoulders, then...
Oh, absolutely. Dylan is top 32 2 years running. He's definitely going to be able to piece that together. We're going to have a very kind of close restream here. Martin on his way to get Burning Cack. probably go to Spirit. So Martin is in the driver's seat at this point.
Yeah. So Floosh has the go mode marker on their tracker. I don't know if that's accurate. They don't have Boomerang yet.
Oh, they know where Boomerang is though.
Floosh knows where Boomerang is? Okay.
Yeah, they know where that is, so they're going to get a bean. Yeah.
I see. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to get a bean to go get, so that he can go get his boomerang. Martin is going to know in about a minute that they're in go mode, and they just need to go child to get a bean.
So are we looking at Floosh for first on restream then? Is that the scenario here?
Very possible. Although Floosh does not have the, it's not beaten Deku yet. Although they are going to be able to go mode it because they know where the Rang is. So they're going to be right behind Martin. I think we're neck and neck, Floosh and Martin here. It's not as like, yep, Martin saw that boomerang and is like, I'm out, Chief. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that bean.
Yeah, okay. Martin's definitely ahead then.
Yeah. It's not as far away as people think it is, though. Alex is in Deku. All Alex has to do is grab Burning Cack, the Requiem, play Requiem, and then see that boomerang, and then follow suit. So at this point, it's looking like it's going to be Floosh and Martin kind of duking it out for the front spot, with Martin ahead, you know, a certain amount. Alex kind of bringing up third. Dylan bringing up the rear, but we'll see what happens as we go forward. Dylan's doing Ice Cavern here.
Hope that Dylan's able to piece everything together.
Yeah, that's kind of really bad for them this seed if they aren't able to do so. That could cost them plenty of placements.
I'm sure they do. It's just there's the song in Ice Cavern, and they want to make sure that it's Minuet, I think, or make sure it's not Minuet.
I understand that theory, but like I just don't think it's possible for anything else to be Pat the Phantoganon besides Minuet.
Yeah.
And you know that the only thing that you're missing that could possibly unlock a song is Kokiri's Sword. So while I like Dylan is an amazing player, I just think that this is especially if they've read the hint, that this is just a misread on the logic there.
Yeah,
especially since they now have the hammer.
Yep, I understand completely. Sponge, what should I get for dinner?
Molson.
Molson Canadian.
More Molson.
McDonald's. Am I about to do the Big Mac idea?
The Big Mac double quarter pounder idea? While the patty's out?
I don't think I want to do that right now. It's neck and neck between Floosh and Martin.
Yeah, Martin's now just got to go adult and get the boomerang and then play prelude again and then go back child. And Dylan is throwing for roars in Ice Cavern. Maybe Dylan is like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to fire.
Yep. It seems to be if he plays Bolero.
Yep. Maybe he didn't realize it at first, and now he's like, all right, let's go. Yep, he's on the right track. So we got Martin, Floosh, Alex, Dylan in that order. It's good to see all our runners on the right track here. Dylan's going to get their Kokiri Sword. They're going to be in go mode. Alex just needs to go get their bean, because I assume they've seen the boomerang at this point. Well, they're about to see the boomerang if they haven't already. That one hit in Zora's Fountain completely changed everything for these runners. I agree, Kinra. Such a powerful path in. Just, hey, your
Absolutely.
Kokiri swords and Fire Temple.
Definitely.
At this point, it is execution, and Martin's got an edge, because he's already got the boomerang.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much solidly decided Mr. Martin is in finishing first. At least on Restream.
Yeah, it's gonna be Martin, Fluflush, Alex, Dylan at this point.
Alex.
Yo, we got chat. You can literally order a Big Mac with quarter-pounder patties, Jamie.
Literally, or a Big Mac. You just have to ask for it. Yeah, but can you do that on Uber Eats, though?
Just put it in the recommendations or the
No, but it's gonna
special
cost
instructions.
extra, and they're gonna be like, "We're not gonna do that unless you pay for it." I'm
Just
gonna
increase the
investigate.
tip. Increase the tip.
Increase the tip. No, that goes to the driver.
Okay, just tell the driver, hey, this increased money in the tip is for the quarter-pounder patty.
Wait, I can add a meat patty? Oh my god.
Wait, hang on. How many meat patties can you add?
Just one. It only goes
Oh
up to
man.
3. Yeah.
You imagine, like, I want a double quarter-pounder.
Yo, you bet.
I want 6 meat patties, my guy.
Oh, I used the McDonald's app? Hold on, let me get the McDonald's app. I want to see if I can do this. I'm interested to see if this works.
Dude, our runners are in go mode. They're like on their way to their last dungeon. They're like, oh man, I'm so nervous. I want to make sure I get a good time. We're here talking about fucking McDonald's and getting Big Macs and quarter-pounder patties. Like, why is Alex in Spirit Temple? That's a. Oh, I mean, they still. Actually, that's a good question. Why is Alex in Spirit Temple? Maybe they just didn't see the boomerang? They wouldn't be in here if they saw the boomerang.
True, true. Yeah, I don't know what Alex is doing.
They're getting bodied by Astolfos, who's like, you're not going to throw this shoe across the bridge, my guy. That's also 3 takes. That's not going to work. That second one might work, though. What? What are you doing, my guy? He's save warping. What are you doing, dude? Oh, he's walking back outside. He didn't get the song. Maybe he just had a brain fart. Look at the arch. Look at the arch, my guy. Look at the arch.
Look at
maybe
it.
he did.
I want you to look at it.
Look at the arch.
I am ugly and I am proud.
Oh my god. I hope he looked at the arch and he's just like trolling. Alex! You're one of the boys! I need your points!
I need your fantasy points, bro.
Stop! No, man, not like this. Your go mode's on the arch. Oh man, he didn't look. He could have misidentified it. He could have thought it was a stick, but that is just. That's just not good. Fluflush and Martin are incredibly close. I guess Dylan is gonna ring up 3rd on Restream now. Yeah, Alex is not in the right place at the right time.
Right.
This is painful.
Change champ.
I guess we'll have to see where the first couple of finishes come in. I mean, we could be looking at Martin as like a top 5 finisher here on Restream.
True, it's
right
very
now.
true.
We'll just have to see if any finishers come. Well, I opened my mouth. GG's to Sora, 214.59. Just barely cutting the 215. GG's to Sora. Whoa! GG's to Melrose, 215.17. What a Du Bois.
Oh my god. Melrose. My guy.
Y'all don't realize, I gave Melrose all of my luck before the start of this qual, and I guaranteed a top 15 finish. So I better be receiving a thank you note after this qual. Let's go, Mel. Du Bois, cashing in some fantasy points.
I don't know why Alex is in well right now.
Alex must have misidentified the boomerang or just didn't look at it. There's no reason. The PG hint is definitely something very imperative for people in this seed. There's Icola, third place, 216.39. Icola has been killing it this qual season. Gonna be almost guaranteed a top 5 qual finish at this point. They got 4 quals down, all 900 plus points at this stage. They're gonna be one of the top runners going into season 5. Definitely a runner to be worried about going forward, especially if you're unlucky enough to happen to be playing them. But we got our runners on Restream, not too far behind. Martin's just gotta beat Jabu here. Floofoosh kind of heading on their way down. Dylan on their way. Still gotta go plant that bean. Alex is doing Master Alex stuff.
He really is.
Stuckman and Just Sam back-to-back 4th place. 217.27, 217.34. This is we're starting to see the bulk of the players running through here, and you know how I said we could have a top 5 finish on Restream? We might not get a top 10 at this rate.
I don't know. That's wild. There's so many people finishing now.
Everybody's just bunching up.
Alright, it took 800 years, but I'm finally in on the McDonald's app. Customize ingredients. Meat patty. What? I can't do it. You guys lied to me. Is this an America only thing?
Is it America only? Hang on.
I mean, it might have been, it might be.
Can you just call them up and be like, yo, can you give me that? Ugh, I want McDonald's now.
A hot patty, bro. Ask in the comments. No, but they're gonna charge extra, and they're gonna say no if I don't pay extra on the order app. I don't want to have that conversation with the McDonald's people.
Alright, Alex has got their long shot. What are they doing now? They're playing Prelude. This is like...
It's not what Alex should be doing.
Yeah.
Again, Martin and Fluflush are neck and neck here, but Martin has the Baronade advantage, so we should be seeing Martin finishing first over Fluflush.
Yeah. GG's to Kevin, 818 by the way, 219.34. Congrats to Riley for scoring those fantasy points.
Let's go. Dude, the Leafs are down 3-0. Feels bad.
GG's Marco, 7th place, 219.58. The final boss getting in top 10.
You just want to calm that so you can feel better about beating him last season, right?
Hell yeah, baby. Everything for my ego, man.
Yeah.
You know, gotta be proud of something in this world.
Yeah.
No, for real though. GG's to Marco.
GG's.
Well, Alex is... Please look at the arch, my guy. Please look at it again.
Look at it!
It's not a stick. He's looking. He's looking. It's the boomerang. Oh no!
Oh yeah. I have the
Man.
perfect emote for a situation such as these. You know what that emote is? This one right
Is it-
here.
Yeah. If you got the clown,
Post it, MFer.
I got that clown. Let's go. And while we have a moment, Martin heading to the end, all our runners are now in go mode, theoretically speaking. Shoutouts to our runners, Dylan Meeble, Master Alex, Flippush, and Mr. Martin. All amazing runners, despite the quote-unquote mental mistakes some of them may have made during this run. Shoutouts to our commentators, myself and Vidya James. Thank you very, very much for making this experience very good throughout. And shoutouts to our trackers, Snack, Soulblade, Warren Traveler, and Sir Nyquil Sealant. You guys have been awesome. We're heading to the end of this restream here, but there's still enough time to throw down a follow and maybe even a sub if you want to see Trez run a 100 Skull Bridge Seed and the special hot tub stream. That definitely I'm not lying about at all.
Double Decker.
Yo, shoutouts to Decker, 8th place, 221.52.
Go.
7th and 8th, back-to-back at a couple of quals. Very, very good for them and their prospects moving forward.
Let that be a lesson to you. If you want to get good at an Ocarina of Time randomizer, all you have to do is watch VTubers, and you too can get a top 10 finish at a qual.
Man, that must have been HEC's secret.
I'm not going to say anything to the contrary.
Wooden Barrel, 222.17, 9th place. Very good for them. This is their 5th qual, so getting a good position here in this race, definitely going to look good for their top 64 prospects moving forward. 9th place is nothing to sneeze at in a qual, especially one that's as fast as this one. And you could say, oh, 230, well, whatever. But no, this is a very fast qual.
Absolutely it is.
Once you grab that hint, like Fire Temple's Path to cheat PG, the whole seed just opens up. Rock Chalk, 10th place, 223.04, GG's.
Get out of here, Melrose. Come on, man. Come on. You know what? Melrose fucking sucks. I can't believe he didn't get first place by 18 whole seconds. This guy is terrible at Ocarina of Time.
Careful, my guy. You'll get called out for bullying.
Yeah,
Also, GG's, Mel. I expect a thank you in the mail for giving you my luck.
How dare you? How dare you?
Alright. Your luck meant to had to wait for daytime to get lights from Talon?
What do you mean? Why didn't you go get Talon right away? This guy skipped. Can you believe the absolute cojones of this guy?
Hey, man.
No, the Leafs scored! Let's go! It's
Who
only
scored the goal?
3-1 now. It's only 3-1. Jason Spezza, the boomer himself.
I don't know who that is. If they're not named Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, I don't know who they are.
Fair enough, fair enough.
All right, Martin could come in here at 11th place, although I'm a commentator, so chances are anything I say is immediately going to get proven wrong within 30 seconds. Alex just grabbing their boomerang. We are now all officially in quote-unquote go mode on Restream. Floosh hitting up some Ganondorf. Hey, Mr. Martin doing some Ganon stuff. Alex about to go clear Jabu. Dylan about to go fight some Baronade. We're having fun today on Restream.
A lot of fun.
Sometime, maybe a little bit more fun than we should have had, but fine with me. Who does Sponge support in hockey? Well, I'll have you know that when I was younger, I really liked a dude named Peter Forsberg, and he's retired now. So I support whoever beats other players up a lot.
I mean, presumably, at least in terms of geography, you should be a New York Islanders fan, but that doesn't seem to be the case, does it?
Dude, imagine supporting a New York hockey team. Kick W.
Alright, there you go. That is it for Mr. Martin. Why he's so epic getting a finish right before. It should be a 12th, maybe 13th if we can see one more snipe.
Yo, da boy. 226.07, why you so? Showing up to play.
He is a boy, indeed.
He is one of the boys.
There you go. Martin
There it is.
with the finish. First on Restream. 12th overall.
Congrats to Mr. Martin. In a jet seed like this, there's going to be some jet seed, I'll call it compensation per se in the points, because a lot of finishes are very low, very close together. So the point differential is going to be kind of moved together as you go along. So 12th place doesn't seem like it's all that impressive. But because the seed was very fast, Mr. Martin might end up getting like a high 800, low 900 point totals for this. So
Which
still
you
a
definitely
very,
want.
very good run.
Yeah.
Yeah. 226.36.
Well, hopefully, maybe we'll get Mr. Martin in for an interview soon. And there's Floosh with the finish as well.
GG to Floosh.
Dylan is on his way. Ganon's Castle.
Oh no, they got
No
sniped!
way!
Oh, exact tie!
Wow!
Wow!
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
An exact tie. GG to both Markers and Floosh. Wow. I have seen an exact tie before in a qual. I think FMZ and Nephistos both tied in a Season 3 qualifier last year. But this is only the second time I've ever seen a tie in a qualifier. It's not like they matter. You get the same points, but
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't change much at all.
but it's still cool to see.
Hello.
Hey, it's a person.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome, Mr. Martin. GG's on the finish.
Yeah, GG's. I could have done so much better.
How so? Would you mind explaining?
I didn't read the logic fast enough, and also didn't commit to the wasteland crossing.
Yeah. We saw Dylan crossing really early on, seeing that boomerang, but it took Dylan a long time to go to ice to get that hint. The Phantom Ganon hint was just so strong. Once you realize how the logic works out, like, that just tells you everything.
Yeah. I don't know. When I read the fire hint, I should have just gone fire if I understood the logic.
Yeah, we were kind of worried. like wondering about that. We kind of pieced it together as we went along. Like, okay, hookshot, bow, strength, all in logic. The only thing we don't have is forest access. Only thing that can lock forest access, Deku. Kukiri sword and Deku. We were worried like, oh, how long is it gonna take for our runners to realize like, okay, like put 2 and 2 together. Like this could be the answer here. And you know, it took you a little longer after Ice Cavern, but you eventually did. And 12th place, nothing to sneeze at in a qualifier.
I mean, yeah, it's good enough, I guess. Just feels bad to make a bad decision, and it's no one else's fault. It's just mine.
Yeah, you can still be proud of that though. I figure you're gonna get high 800s, low 900 points because of the jet seed kind of like the what's it called, the handicap, sort of say, where it pushes the scores closer together.
Yeah.
Definitely a net positive qual, I should say, from my perspective anyway. I understand the sentiment though.
Yeah, you always want to do the best you can, right? So you never feel like you fulfill that, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, you definitely had a really solid run, from my perspective. 938 points according to chat, which is very, very good. I remember getting a 9th place for about 944, so 12th place for 938, definitely a solid performance.
Take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I took a 10th place with 800 and something. So, yeah. Yeah, but the seed was pretty good. I liked the seed. Made you think.
Yeah, it was pretty much just follow your progression in the early game. We saw a lot of people heading into Forest Temple while you were in Shadow Temple, and then y'all kind of switched. We had all the Forest Temple peeps going to Shadow while you headed into Forest Temple, and we're like, all right, well, when are we going to figure out what's going on here? And as soon as you saw that hint, the whole seed blew wide open, and we're like, all right, here's the answer. Let's just see how long it takes. And it took some peeps longer than others. Alex, unfortunately, didn't see the boomerang the first time they were in Colossus, so they spent a lot of time doing the well and other Stormblock checks before they realized, like, oh shit, I'm in go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, the fire is so easy to figure out as well. Fire, path of Phantom Ganon, you already have everything in logic. It's like, what else? Oh yeah, Minuet.
Another thing I thought that was really interesting was that, sure, you didn't have it specifically in logic, but very early on, Shadow and Forest were both fully clearable. And it's just like, well, I guess I might as well do all these dungeons with all these checks, right?
Yeah, with nothing in them.
Hey, there was a wallet. There was a wallet. If I remember
Shadow,
correctly.
there's a bottle of Shadow.
Yeah, there's a wallet and a bottle.
That looks like Dylan is just entering the second phase of Ganon, so Dylan will be finishing as well pretty soon.
Yeah, got a lot of finishes rolling in here. We're gonna get a lot of bunched up finishers moving in here, so it's not gonna be like we mentioned before going in. Alex really needed like a really good performance. So this performance for Alex is likely gonna stick in their scoring. So this is gonna be the baseline of their quals moving forward. Dylan about to finish up. Martin, this is probably gonna be one of your better quals at this point, but you never know. You could play like a god moving forward and just completely blow everything out of the water, but a solid qual to have in your arsenal, I'd say. GG to Dylan.
There you go. Looking like 24th place. There you go. So hopefully we get Dylan. Fluflush will not be joining us for an interview. We'll hopefully get an interview from Dylan and Alex right afterwards. Oh, this is fun. This is very fun to watch and try and figure it all out. There's a lot of cool path logic in this. This seed actually is just a really good example of how good path hits can be, I think.
Yeah, it can really blow the seed open. I'm trying to think about what questions that I could have asked you specifically, Martin, and I'm trying to like I can't really think of anything because the seed was kind of straightforward from the beginning. It's just you get a bunch of stuff, and then it's like, okay, well, dungeon to dungeon to dungeon, and then you get that path in. It's like, oh shit, here we
as
go.
long as you don't do it in logic, this is pretty straightforward. Just use all of those bomb chews.
Yeah, that's right. We had that GTG path to Baronade that we talked about for a while that only had a bomb bag, and at the end of the day, it was just, oh, you need Requiem to get your boomerang. That's why you need this way the hero bomb bag.
Yeah, and the letter outside, that was just...
Standards race results is blowing up right now.
Oh,
Actually, no,
baby.
wait, it's not. No, it's not. The last post was from 1250. Never mind. I just haven't read the channel in quite a long time.
You're too busy watching the Leafs game.
No, I'm not anymore. I closed the Leafs game. I know when to
GG's. GG's to all our finishers so far. I'm sorry that we couldn't keep up with everybody. We tried, but we got to give our interviewees some time to do their thing.
I didn't go forest because I didn't have a shield. I went DC first because of that.
That's a very legitimate reason to not go forest, to be honest, because especially with CSMC, low health, you never really know what you're going to get.
I was not doing forest without a shield.
Yeah.
I had to do DC anyway.
Yeah.
If I didn't have any other reason to go that way, maybe, but DC was there.
Hey there.
Welcome, welcome. Oh. Is stuff cutting out?
What are your thoughts? What are your preliminary thoughts on this seed?
Was a little upset. Took me a while to realize at the end there when I found that hint what exactly. Obviously, Kokiri Sword had to be in fire. And I don't know. It seems like I wasted a lot of time doing bottom of the well and some spirit. So
Right.
Yeah, you were actually pacing the restream in terms of progression and overall things done. You were the first one to know that the boomerang was on the arch, but when it came to you were the last to go into Ice Cavern to get that hint. So like you were ahead for most of the restream, but you were the last to realize that hammer that Kokiri Sword had to be in fire. But at the same time, you were the last to get the hammer as well. So in a way,
lucked out on that hammer.
In a way, it made sense because we were worried, like, oh, what if he goes to Ice Cavern without the hammer? But at the same time, it's like you might as well just check River on your way up.
Yeah, I was seeing on my other stream, I think it was when I was doing the other async, like a couple days ago, that it's been so long since I've had a seed that had FW that I don't remember if I remember how to use it. So I get it, and like the common, go to Jabu and just go ahead and set up FW in Jabu didn't even click in my head until I was going to River to buy the bean. And I was like, oh yeah, obviously I just go ahead and set FW in Jabu. So that probably is a big reason why I didn't go there right away and went ahead and did all of Spirit and Bottom of the Well, even though it wasn't in Logic without Lens.
Where was Pharaohs?
In GTG.
What? Did I get it?
Was it?
Oh,
You might be right. I don't remember. But
I thought it was like the first. I thought it was the first, like in the maze on the left side.
No, it
that
wasn't
was
there.
bigger on. That was bigger on.
Yeah.
Big Gorn. Okay, so it must have been in Spirit then.
Spirit Temple, yeah, according to chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember having it, so.
Yeah, there's two big things you need to do in this seed. One is cross to at least see, or one is cross, or just go to get your Requiem and get that boomerang information. And the other thing you need to do is go to Ice Cavern. And it was just a question of who was going to do, because we saw you go to do the cross, and pretty much everybody else went to Ice Cavern. So it's a question of who was going to do the other thing first.
What a surprise! Ice Cavern wins again!
No, shut the fuck up, Sponge. Listen, Season 4 runner-up The Salty Sponge told me that Ice Cavern is an A-tier dungeon, so clearly I need to do it every single seed now.
My bad. My bad. Yeah, essentially the entire seed, like the beginning of the seed was very like linear, is okay, you just get all your items, you do your dungeons, you swap you swap forest and shadow amongst one another, and then you decide, okay, when am I gonna go to Ice Cavern? And when you do, that's when the seed's over, pretty much.
Yep.
That's essentially what it came down to.
And I don't know how I missed the hammer on my way to Jabu. I lucked out going to Ice Cavern and remembered that I forgot that check. So I could have been much worse here, so I'll take 24th, I guess.
Yeah, all things considered, I think you all did very well for yourselves, Floosh included. Alex is about to finish up right now. We mentioned this before you joined, Dylan, but Alex unfortunately either didn't see or forgot to look at the boomerang on the arch, so they would have been right behind you, but unfortunately they cleared Storm's checks before realizing that, oh shit, my boomerang is on the arch. Let me go get a bean.
Rip.
I do have to bring this up very quickly. Austin Matthews just scored, and it is a tie hockey game. The Leafs are 3-3 with a Minnesota one.
Oh my god!
The Leafs might do okay. I'm sorry. We
sorry.
talked a lot about hockey today. I'm sorry.
Because when y'all were swapping Forest and Shadow, we had no new checks on Restream for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. We talked about cheeseburgers. We talked about hockey. Alex is entering Ganon now. We should see a finish from Alex in the next 2 minutes or so. Spoonch, not sponge, but spoonch finishing in 32nd.
So for real though, GG's to both of you. You both played exceptionally well. Like of course some little caveats with routing could have had you guys done better or worse depending all out, but overall from our perspective a really well run race, and you two should be, in my opinion, you should be proud of how you did today. Very nice qual for both of you. Solid points.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah, thank you. So I think I'll be heading out and something to eat, but thanks for the restream.
Good job today. Take
No
care,
problem,
my
Martin.
friend.
GG's.
I think I'll do the same. GG's, Martin.
Alright, see you around, Dylan. GG's,
Peace
everybody. Good luck to you in the rest of quals.
You as well.
Be careful with that. Don't wish me good luck.
While Alex is on the Ganondorf fight, or the Ganon fight, please let me have this opportunity to speak about the Hartford Whalers, who is like my one true love. You know, I have a wife and everything, but the Hartford Whalers are my favorite thing on planet Earth. The greatest hockey team to ever exist. Alex, with your finish on Restream, I dedicate this to the Hartford Whalers. Taken from us too soon. GG, Alex.
GG, Alex. 242.26. GG's to all of the previous finishes as well. Sorry we couldn't shout you out on Restream specifically, but please remember that we are only two people.
Mm-hmm.
Sniping Cariosa as well by
Let's go.
8 seconds.
Let's go. Let's go, Norgay. Norgay.
And then Zephyr right behind them, 37, 242.52.
That guy knows how to fly a plane.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's pretty pog.
Alex.
It's a person.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Norgay.
No.
Wow. Have you been doing this all stream?
No, we've been
Just
talking
now.
about the Leafs and cheeseburgers and anything other than OoTR.
Have you been talking about the race at all?
Yes, we
A
did.
little bit.
Oh, okay.
So
there's-
can I
we were
ask you a
talking about-
question?
Yes.
Let's switch.
So did you not see the boomerang your first time in Spirit, or did you misidentify it?
I didn't look at it.
Yeah, we were like,
Sucks.
oh man, did Alex misidentify the boomerang? Is this a mirror shield situation all over again? But nah, you saw the boomerang when you went as child. It's like, okay, he has the lore now.
Yeah, I obviously knew that Rang was behind bombs somehow. so I rushed all bomb checks and went to the Child Spirit. Like, yeah, it could be Child Spirit. Didn't go too well. I'm like, okay, let's go to the well and let's pick up storms first. And didn't really think about the arch being a possibility because obviously that's bomb blocked. But that one didn't go through my mind at all until I came back later and was like, probably should check this. Should also check the hint just in case. Oh, that's boomerang. Well, GG's, I guess. Oops. Happens. I guess I checked my WOD while I was going through Jabu. It was roughly 12 minutes, I think. So not the worst time loss, but still 12 minutes. Yeah. So it's okay.
Yeah, you did run pretty well up to that point. You know, that's a
yeah,
lot of the difference.
I think my opener and start, I felt really good about it. Getting early hammer, getting that bow from DMT Ferry really early. That felt good. Seeing the hints, knowing that, okay, I have at least something leading to Baronade. And when I saw the Fire Temple one, I, for a moment, thought, should I just run and check it's a 50-50, is it Lens or Kokiri Sword? And I probably should have, but hindsight 2020, I guess.
Yeah, you can always kind of make those assumptions as like commentary or in chat as you go along, but as a runner, it's difficult to make those choices. It very easily could have been Lens and
it could have been, but I was going through the logic in my mind when I was doing Ice, and the more I thought about it, the more I should have gone, since obviously if it was Lens and if Minute was at Colossus, that also meant that it locked Kokiri Sword. Otherwise you could have just used Requiem going there. So the Lens, or whatever was in Fire, also had to lock Kokiri Sword.
Regardless, yeah.
So I was like, in thinking about that, I should have gone, because either it's Kokiri Sword, best case scenario, or worst case scenario it's Lens and it's probably in Spirit, or very likely. Or it's in well if it's leading to something like that, but yeah, hindsight.
It's alright.
But
you don't know how many points you got exactly for this qual, but because of the Jet Seed kind of handicap they put on the qual, because a lot of the finishes in the beginning were very, very close. Yeah. This should be one of those quals that ends up counting for you. We came in today kind of talking about how you'd already done 3 quals, and the 3 quals you played kind of were on the lower end of the score spectrum. So this should
be 3 shitty quals, might I add. Yeah.
Well, this should end up being one of the quals that kind of.
I really hope
points.
So. Yeah. If this is worse than the other 3, I don't know what's going on, but it shouldn't. So
no, this should be one of like a mid 800s maybe, if I was to guess.
40 was my guess. But yeah, not sure.
Yeah, so this should end up being one of the quals that counts for you. And, you know, there's still time to improve your score, but I feel like you've entered into the part of your lowest score at this point has probably been dropped, all things considered, as long as you don't forfeit any races moving forward. So how do you feel about your chances of making top 64 and or Challenge Cup, since you have the most races done of our restream runners?
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Chances, I guess. Still have. Let's see. This was the 4th race.
Yeah, this is race number 4 for you. You're halfway done with your.
So I need 4 more. Yeah. If I can do this type of level for the remaining 4, it should be reasonable, I think. Or well, maybe not miss the boomerang. Then it should be enough, but it's hard to say. Just on the brink between top 64 and silver gauntlets, I think, probably. At the moment, we'll see.
I got you, fam. As a member of the boys, I believe in your ability to crush it for the remaining quals.
Yeah, I feel this one felt much better to play than the previous one. The boomerang, obviously, it's stupidity on my mind, but. It wasn't such a big time loss in the end, so if I can play like this, it should be fine.
You still play solid, all things considered, in my opinion.
Seems that way to me.
So was there any huge deviations between us on the restream, or was it kind of the same route all over?
Not until like for the first bit we saw, we had triple forest and then one shadow, and then you went to GTG before doing shadow, whereas everybody else opted to do the other dungeon that they hadn't done. So
There was a reason for that, yeah. I only had 1 chew left, so...
I see.
That's why, yeah. I didn't
so
want
you were
to...
the first one to GTG.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually very smart. I didn't notice that as I was watching.
Yeah, if I had 2 chews, I probably would have gone shadow, but since I only had 1, I was like, yeah, let's see what GTG has to offer, and the bomb bag will eventually make it fair. Well, I guess I was the only one going into the well then, in the end.
No, Dylan Meeble also did the well, but Dylan...
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Dylan didn't realize Dylan did not go to Ice Cavern. Dylan was the last one to go to Ice and get that fire temple.
Fire hint, yeah. Okay.
So they did Storm's Lock. They knew where the boomerang was, but they did Storm's Lock checks and child cleanup before they went to
obviously
Ice Cavern as adult.
couldn't get it, yeah, because it's locked by Deku, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, while Dylan was pacing the restream in the early part of the game, they ended up falling behind specifically because they didn't get that hint in Ice Cavern. Martin was the first to go to Ice Cavern and get that hint. So that's what kind of springboarded them ahead amongst the rest of the restream.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt going Ice there after the dungeons was a reasonable play. King Star was dead, so we don't orphan that one. 3 more hints plus potential storms, maybe, before going child was at least in my mind. And seeing the hint, I probably should have left, but yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to make that call in a qual when you don't know knowledge of the lens of truth, and you want to make sure, like, you don't want to do stone fire for no reason. It's hard to push yourself to make that call.
Yeah. It was only during Ice, after thinking about it for a long time, that I realized I should have, due to logic, but on the spot there it was difficult to make that call.
Gotcha.
So did we see Furores anywhere? I guess
it was
not.
in Spirit.
Yes, we did.
Ah, okay. Deep Spirit?
No, I think it was Child Climb.
Okay.
Yeah, Dylan picked it up.
Yeah, Dylan did Spirit on his crossed and did Adult Spirit.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything we needed to cover necessarily on this qual.
Alright, well...
Sounds like we're pretty ready to get going.
Yep.
Sweet. So again, huge shoutouts to everyone involved, our runners, Alex, Dylan, Floosh, and of course Mr. Martin. Also shoutouts to our amazing commentators. Please work bot. Sponge and Vidya James. And of course our trackers, Soulblade, myself, Warren Traveler, and Sir Nyquil. On the ZSR front, this is our last thing for tonight. However, we do have the 6th qualifier, aka the EU Weekly, tomorrow morning, at least for me in North America. And other than that, I think that's about it. So, looks like we're going to be rating out to Liam 6 here, or Liam 6, excuse me. And heck, I know commands, totally.
Gotta be a slash, not an exclamation point.
Yeah,
there you go. You got it.
Yeah, it's been a long day for me, alright.
I got you,
yeah.
man.
But yeah, thanks everybody for watching.